here, focused on my own way. I'm never looking back into this world and fear. There is nothing I can do. There is nothing you said that could make me realize how much lucky I was. Just out of reach of the fire, was not aware of the now. But when I stopped to see through sight, begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes now to try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among others. I've got to try to leave the beat tonight.
Introducing GForce TV. GForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, GForce TV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washouican Speedway, and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. GForce TV is also the new home for Rivals Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRacing fans, GForce TV has you covered with hours of live broadcasting from Rivals and GForce TV Racing Leagues. GForce TV promises to deliver motorsports, esports, and action sports you want to see, along with talk shows and vlogs to keep you connected to the lifestyle you love. Visit GForceTV.net today to subscribe for free. Sit back, hold on, and feel the TV.
All right, good evening, folks, man. We're back tonight here for the Hometown Heroes, and I tell you, it has been a good series so far. A series that has really been dominated by a young man, Lane Snook. So we'll have to see how well he does tonight. But we got a wild one here. As before we get started, I want to give a shout out to some of our newer sponsors out there, VMR Wraps. And Mr. Plummer's coming on board. We talked about them last week just a little bit, but we had our Gambler Motorsports pre-race show, and as always, Gambler Motorsports, check them guys out on Facebook. I mean, they're awesome esports team. They run the dirt side of things. They run the sports and oval, and even run the 24 Hours of Daytona Le Mans. So definitely give them a shout out and a like over on Gambler Motorsports over on Facebook. As we're set here for right now the iRacing League Manager standings, and the standings says so far we're on the week about 3 or so here. Usually kind of a little still early on into the standings, but definitely if you run a league, manage a league, you do anything with a league, check out iRacing League Manager, and they will definitely get you hooked up. And in our qualifying, well, we just mentioned it, VRM Wraps. If you want to look good on the track, these are the guys to go to. VRM Wraps tonight are qualifying. So, John, who you think's going to put these things on the board here?
Well, you said it in your opening there. Lane has dominated here, and I got to think until someone proves otherwise, he's got to be the favorite coming in.
Yeah, I'm with you there on that one. He definitely has done everything that needs to be done so far, except maybe, well, I don't know what he's not done yet. I mean, well, he's won it all.
Hey, Joe, he did not win the first night in the 305s, and as a result, in our standings, we got Brian Moore Sr. At the top with 149 points, followed by Nick Vickery at 146. the gun. We'll call him the gunslinger, Joe Gunther Gretzinger, with 137 points, and then Brian Moore Jr. chasing Dad with 126, and Dan Vaught in fifth with 125. So tight standings, and Lane's way down in 11th. So that's his the one missing gem in all the jewels he's been collecting.
Yeah, and like I say, way early on the standings there. That stuff will change so multiple times as we're getting set to early on in the season here. And like you said, it's going to be an interesting night tonight. Obviously, we got the 305s, and then we get the pro late models after this. And then the end, we've got and we'll talk more about it as the night goes on, because it's a long night, so we got a lot to talk about. But we've got an endurance race with some street stocks coming, and we'll get into what that's about here later on. But these 305s out here, I mentioned it before here, John, that being that they're fixed setup, they're not like a 410, they're not like a 360. You've got to be more controlled on these cars, because you can't just mash the throttle and come flying out of the turn. They don't have the power that those other ones have.
No, they do bog down a lot easier than what the 410s do. And the trick to getting around quick is really rolling the corners with these things and keeping your RPMs up. So when it comes time to get back to the throttle, you can roll into it without dipping the RPMs low and bogging that motor down and costing you a whole lot of speed.
Absolutely. So here we go. We're getting set. Man, on top with the quick time, Andy Patton right there. We talk about him week in and week out with A&J Custom Creations. He's got a good time of a 12:83. Actually, well, the top three have got the same exact time. 12:83, 12:83, 12:83. My thing doesn't show 1,000ths of a second after that. So.
Yeah, Andy barely got him, and what a great deal. He's one of our retreads, so I know Roger's got to be tickled about that to get one of those cats up on the top of the board here.
Man, good one. Lance Ripka there in second. Week he was able to take the 305s tonight. Looking pretty strong here, no doubt. So here we go. Heat race number 1, A&J Custom Creations. We just talked about it. Andy Patton put it on poll tonight in A&J Custom Creations. If you have not checked out this guy's work, go to GForceRL.com and check out A&J Custom Creations on Facebook out there and look at some of his craftsmanship. He does outstanding woodworking with his trophies and plaques, and he's done a lot here for the league at GForce Racing. So definitely check him out, A&J Custom Creations. We're going to grid these guys up here tonight on the front side.
And for heat number 1, right on the pole, we got the Ironman of the league. He's driven more than 400 races. Just hit 400 last week. G.J. Boydell. And on his outside from Clarence, Iowa, Blake Chapman. Row 2, we got a couple of veterans, Kyle Parker and Andy Patton. And then Chad Cote, an old original Schweeken posse, beside Mike Shaughnessy. And then that's followed up by Jack Hitt and Jason Madison. And at the rear, we have, looks like Chris Whipple.
So it ought to be a good one. Like I say, good starting guys out here. And these 305s have brought about some exciting racing so far. And maybe we'll see some new winners here tonight. So, like I said, Lane right now is kind of dominating the series just a little bit. He's 5 for 6. So that's really... That's a pretty good batting average if you're a baseball fan out there. So we'll have to see how he does. That's actually really good in racing too. See, he does good tonight. Now we got late models coming out later on here, John, and I'm looking at a guy by the name of Kyle Parker, who has not really done well here in the Hometown Heroes series. So maybe tonight he breaks out.
Yeah, he's got the ability to do it. He's got a good qualifying run here early on. So hopefully he can get a little luck on his side and work up front there and give Lane a run for his money.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Lane, I've seen him a couple times, and I don't know how comfortable he is in the late models. We'll have to see. He normally says he is. Okay. Well, I know he says he's not very comfortable in these, the 305s, and that's what's. He did win last week, but obviously the first week he didn't. So we'll have to see what happens here. But nonetheless, we got our Heat Race 1 here, A&J Custom Creations. We'll appreciate everybody out there tuning in. Hit the likes and the shares. You got GJ Boydell sitting up there, and we'll see Kyle Parker. He is in this one. He's in fourth. Remember, the top 4 guys, they go on to the feature here tonight. But to see what happens as Blake Chapman, Andy Patton's there. Mike, couldn't tell you. What's that last name, John Roger?
Green flag, green flag.
I think it was Shaughnessy.
Shaughnessy.
That's
Sounds
what it
good. Sounds good to me. Green flag. I appreciate that. Always need help with names sometimes. Right out front, you got G.J. Boydell and old Blake Chapman right there. He's traded in the Skittle machine for the M&M's car here this season. Right now, he's trying to beat down the back end of G.J. Boydell. Good race so far. It's all about momentum here, John. These guys, you've got to keep the momentum, because once you're losing on these cars, you can go way back.
Absolutely, and track position here in these heat races is key, because it's pretty much hammered down, and unless you make a mistake and bog it down, like I said, you're gonna just run pretty close to where you finish.
Good run,
especially where the track's heavy like this. Sorry about that.
Oh no, you're fine. Yeah, I mean, and that's true. You can see right now it's really hard to pass with these cars too, because you can't throw those sliders in like you can with the 360 or the 410. It just, it won't, like you said, bog down, and then you can't get back on the throttle. Just doesn't have the power. Right now it's all G.J. Boydell, but he does have a full back end there. Blake Chapman right on his back deck lid. You got Kyle Parker moving into third and last place there. The final transfer spot, Andy Patton, but you got Chad Cote. He's trying to run him down. He's got that peak machine there looking pretty good. Mike's falling off the pace a little bit there back in 6th. Chris Whipple. You got Jason Madison and Jack Hitt. Man, Jack Hitt really off the pace back there in 9th place right now. So what's Blake got to do here to get around GJ? I mean, right now GJ looks like he's got the preferred line.
Yeah, it looks like what Blake's trying to do is diamond the corner. He's going in a little higher and then driving down the hill. And he's getting a little bit of a run there on JG. And, there he goes into turn 1.
Well, I said a little late there, but hey, it looks like GJ was able to hold him off. And actually, it looks like Andy Patton's going to hang on to the 4th place spot. That brings us up in the heat race number 2, folks. Howard Hanna Real Estate. Like saying this first part about them. Howard Hanna Real Estate Services, the #1 family-owned and operated independent broker in the USA. And in order to get that distinction, you definitely got to know what you're doing and got to be doing something right. So if you're looking for the #1 out there in real estate, and you've got anything you need to be done by real estate, housing, renting, commercial or residential, definitely check them out at Howard Hanna Real Estate. As we get set here, grid these guys up. Heat race number 2.
And heat race number 2 on the pole from Wilson, North Carolina. Do you know where that is, Joe?
Yes, I
Wilson,
do.
North Carolina.
Over towards near the coast.
Yeah, that's Nick Vickery on the pole, and on his outside, Daniel Blau. And then row number 2 from Cornwall, Jeff Flero, Cornwall, Ontario, and Lance Ripka on his outside. Row 3 has Charlie Bragg, Andrew Smith. And here's where we get interesting. We got a couple of the retreads at the back. We got the old retired fire captain, Gary Taylor, and beside him, we had Lane Snook, 12 years old. We've got Jim Bowie from Armstrong, BC, 78 years old. Good on him, man. That's awesome.
Hey, I tell you what, my hat's off to him there. They say age is usually a number, so it's good to see him out here having fun, running around here. Nice looking machine he's got there. So looks like Nathan Aldred did not grid up here. Fortunate on his end.
Nathan is the admin. He's the race official tonight.
All right, gotcha. Excuse me. We'll get set here to go green. Daniel Blau, Nicholas Vickery up front. Let's look at paint jobs amongst all these guys. It's and a new sponsor out there. If you're looking good, VMR Wraps. Definitely check them out. They're going to be the title sponsor for the Friday night Pro Late models also, folks. So if you run iRacing or anything like that, you just want to look good, definitely check them out. Pace truck's about to duck off. So what these guys can do here in Heat Race 2, Howard Hanna Real Estate, green flag flies. Rainbow Warrior machine out front there. We'll throw back to a NASCAR. Jeff Gordon bringing it over on the dirt side of things here. It's right down you got up front. They're still side by side. Looks like a little bit of off right there to 17. That's actually Daniel Blau. Contact. Oh. That's not what you want to see there, John, is it?
No, just you run out of real estate fast going down the straightaways like that, especially when you're focused in a group like that.
Yeah, and you could get easily tangled up. I mean, these things are, considered open wheel karts. So, I mean, you can get away with a little bit of bumping, a little bit, but boy, they will get locked up real easily. And kind of rule of thumb is, don't do it. Stay off of each other. But it happens. It's dirt racing. It's so close quarter style racing. I've always said that.
Yes, it is. And like I said, they were in a crowd going down that back stretch, and you're hyper focused, and it's pretty easy to lose track of who's where.
Absolutely. Right now, Nicholas Victory, he's all alone out front. Got Lance Ripka there in second. Jeff Flaro there in third. Charlie Bragg hanging on to the final transfer spot. Now he's got heat by Andrew Smith behind him. Daniel Blau, unfortunately, he's trying to crawl back up there. Remember, he's got contact earlier on. He's trying to get up there in that fourth place final transfer. Looks like Jeff's giving a little bit of a rumbling there on the inside. Going to try to put a slider to the move on Lance. Let's see if that happens. All right, it's heating up, though, for the fourth place spot. You got Daniel Blau coming back up here. If you was out there, old Jeff, well, never mind, we're going to check a flag, but real quick, if you was out there, what would you be trying to do a little different?
I think these guys are hitting it. They're getting the right tire right up on where the light and the dark dirt is, right on that cushion. It's allowing the cars to keep those RPMs up, and I'm sure they're getting a little quicker at this point.
Absolutely. Well, we're just going to push us into heat race number 3, Coast to Coast Sim Racing Team. Folks, if you're looking for a team that is dedicated to the GForce Racing League, look no further than a Coast to Coast Racing Team. These guys, man, are made up of some from the coast to coast, USA to Canada. Definitely check them out. Got a lot of great drivers out here. Chad Cote, one of them. Roger out there, one of them. So definitely a good one as we get set for our heat race number 3. Let's grid these guys up.
And on the pole from Bixby, Oklahoma, Brennan Lacey on his outside. The Wallaceburg Wild Man, Trent Verstraeten. Row 2, Anderson Bowen and Jacob Ludwig. Row 3 has Donald Dory and Daniel Vaught. And Jeffrey Kemper and son Wyatt Whipple. And then I am not...
You're just admitting this one?
I'm just admitting it. Yep. I'm just sitting in the booth having a hot dog, buddy.
I got you. All right. Well, here we go. Trent Verstraeten. I think I finally got his name right after so many times, and that's issues. I apologize, drivers and folks out there. That's one of my shortcomings when it comes to guys' names. A lot of it, southern accent gets in the way, and a lot of it, I don't have the best English in the world. So there you go. But if I hear it enough, say it enough, usually I'll get it right. Except for the Gunther guy. I'm still a little working on his.
Yeah, just go gunslinger, man.
Yeah, I know. It does fit him a little bit there. All right, let's see what Brendan Lacey can do out front. Anderson Bowen up there in the fourth place spot. Look what all these guys have got in store. So, what you've seen so far, John, a lot of good racing, but what's the move and the play you got to do here?
Oh, with the two guys on the front row here as they take the green flag, those are two really good drivers on the front. Take note, though, that the track is starting to slick up entering the corners, so they're going to have to commit early on in the straightaway. Oh, big pile up back in the back.
Oh, Anderson got involved with it there, and you've got, looks like Donald.
That's a big argument over space down the back stretch there.
Yes,
but
was.
the slick that's building up there, you're going to have to commit whether you're going to run high or low, and you're going to have to do it in mid straightaway. So look for that, and those decisions will help you go forward or go backwards.
We've got Daniel Vaught hanging on to second. He's got Trent Verstraeten right there behind him. Brendan Lacey out front. And Jeffrey Kemper hangs on to the fourth place final transfer spot. Ludwig right there, he's a little bit off. I mean, due to that huge pileup, it's kind of spreaded these guys out a lot. So I'm with you on what you were talking about. You're going to have to pick and choose what the lane, because I just don't think you're going to be able to sling this thing in there like these normal guys would to try to do a slide job on each other.
Yeah, and where that slick is building up, what happens is if you are trying to go above it and then you want to go to the bottom of the track in the corner, and it's right where you're turning in, you get the back tires across it, it'll kick the car loose and cost you some speed on corner entry.
Absolutely. Right along here with Daniel Vaught, showing kind of what he sees a little bit. He's just rumbling up on that top side cushion. Looks like a lot of guys have moved up on that top cushion a little bit. Now he's got restraining right there. Pull it on in his back end. I don't know what we'll see, but it's easy to catch a guy. And I even say this on my oval side of stuff. Catching them and passing them is two different things, and it works on the dirt side of things too. As you can see, restraining tried coming out of turn 4. You're going to see Lacey's going to take it here home in her heat race number 3, coast to coast racing. And looks like Jeffrey Kemper's going to come home in the 4th place final transfer spot. So something to keep in mind when we head off into the feature later on. It's just how hard it's going to be to pass at this place, and just how aggressive you're going to have to be early on. That's another thing we haven't talked about, is how aggressive you will have to be as we're heading here for our heat race number 4. New sponsor out here, Mr. Plumber from Atlanta. Atlanta's most trusted plumber. So if you're in the Atlanta area, definitely check out the guy if you need your plumbing. And I said the other week that me and my wife was actually working on our toilet commode, whichever one we'll call it, and you become a newfound respect for plumbers out there. So definitely check out Mr. Plumber in the Atlanta metro area. He's got decades of experience, and proud to be here for our heat race number 4 sponsor tonight. So let's grid them up.
On the pole, we got from Kreitz Sim Racing Team, the old Yoo-Hoo man, Terry Landis from California. And on his outside from Hamilton, Ontario, we got Dan McLaren. And on row 2 on the inside, the gunslinger, Gunther Gretzinger. And on the outside of him, the mayor of Cedar Lake, Lane Snook. Row 3 has John Rayner from Brantford, Ontario. On his outside, Brian Moore from Junior from Kansas. And also from Kansas is Bob the Good. We're going to be talking to him on the Pit Side podcast this week. A real interesting dude. And then we got Chris Forsyth.
Well, I tell you what, you got some heavy hitters in this one here, so we'll have to see. And obviously, everybody eyes are all going to be on Lane Snook. I know a lot of folks out there, as the green flag flies, Terry Landis is able to get a good jump out front with Dan McLaren there. They're already going to go 2 and 3 wide. Got the old gunman there, but here comes Lane Snook. Now, if anybody's going to make some passes, here's a guy that's going to try it right here. He was able to complete the one pass, but then out here between them. But just like that, you saw Dan try to make that move there, John. Early on, we were talking about it, just how hard it is to pass. I think that's going to be a norm here tonight.
Yeah, I think this heat race after this should start to the track should start to open up, and the guys should have options looking at the condition of the track. But man, boy, seeing Terry Landis up high, you got to know that's probably the quick way around. That guy to get him off the ball. Here goes Lane with the slide job.
I'm going to tell you what, it's just amazing what Lane's able to do out here, but he has got that upper hand on the high side, so if that's where that's probably where you want to be at. You want to be on that high end. I think Terry got stuck down there on the low side, and that's going to hurt him more than anything, so that's something to put back in your playbook there for later on tonight. We see Lane get way up that cushion. That's what him and Terry's doing. They're actually pushing that cushion up towards the wall further than we've seen anybody all night long.
Yeah, and that's going to be nice because once these motors, because of their power, that gets high enough, you're going to see that bottom come back in and maybe start to get even with the top.
Got to also say another thing with a white flag about to fly. You see a good slide job there by Dan. Here comes a crossover by Terry. He's going to try. But by doing that, too, we talked about these cars don't slide very well, and Lane's going to actually take heat race number 4 here tonight with Mr. Plummer. And our final transfer is going to be the gunslinger man himself, Gunther. But by doing what Lane was doing, let me bring this out real quick. He was actually, with that car with the less power, we talked all night long, those cars don't slide and momentum out of the turns. But he's up there in the loose stuff. So that allowed that car to slip and slide a lot more than what it normally would. So maybe a little strategy move there on Lane's part. He knew it was really tacky down low. Go way up there to the top side and let that thing, sit sideways. Heat race 5, and it's just heat race 5. We're here, so we'll go ahead and grid them up.
And we'll throw that out to Gambler Motorsports since John's in the room tonight. We'll give them an extra credit here. But on the pole, we got Brandon Templeton from Iowa, and on the outside, Brennan Weeks from Friendly, Tennessee. We'll see how friendly he is in this race. In row 2, we got Brian Moore Sr. and Zane Walters. And then another one of our retreads, Bob Curtis. Oh, and another retread, Jeff Barker, in row 3. Row 4 has Christopher Schaefer. And the Texas Tornado, Tom Taylor, I don't know if he didn't qualify or what, but he doesn't usually show up that far back.
Yeah, back there in the back, but he still can jump up there and get in that 4th place, make it up to the feature, or run through the constellations. We're going to see it here shortly. But you're right, Gambler Motorsports, we talked about them with the pre-race show there. They're definitely a great racing team. Check them out on Facebook. Do a lot of awesome racing to the asphalt oval. And a little bit of road racing, which I enjoy myself too. So there you go. All aspects of racing. We're getting set here to go green flag. Race trucks in. Out front. Templeton. Is that right? Templeton?
That's right. Brandon Templeton.
All right, Brandon Templeton and Brendan Weeks right there. You already see him kind of mixing it up a little bit there. Brandon's going to look like he's going to throw the slide job. And you already see what up top there. I think somebody figured something. Oh, we got a crash in the back. Bob Curtis is did a massive flip, and got to give him credit on that one. He put it right back on the wheels.
Yeah, he stuck the landing, didn't he?
He did. I like that. Well, we got a battle up front. You got Brendan Weeks and Brandon Templeton right there. And you see them. You can already see how bogged down those cars get when they are right down on the low line and in the middle of the track. But when they went up there into that loose stuff way up there, and you already see that's where Brendan Weeks is going to go. I think some of these guys are realizing these cars just bogged down so much. Look at them. They're going to go up there into slick stuff. But then again, it's risk versus reward. And right there, bam, saw what happened. You go a little bit too far, you hit the wall. Unfortunately, Weeks is out of it.
Yeah, and you can see guys now, the top 2, they're moving back down the track, and what is happening is exactly what I thought was going to happen. The top and the bottom right now are pretty even, and it's just how you hit the bottom and how you hit the top that can make the difference.
And that's the bad thing about it. It's going to lead to a lot of guys later on just follow the leader. And I know a lot of it happens in all forms of racing, but you can see them already pushing that cushion way up towards the wall. And you can see we're riding here with Zane Walters back in the 4th place spot. He's got a battle with Tom Taylor. We talked about Tom Taylor. He's moved up to 5th. But Zane right there was running up there in the loose stuff. As we coming out of turn 3 and 4, we got Brendan Templeton. He's out front. Moore Sr. right behind him. And it's going to look like Zane Walters is going to hang on to it. Tom Taylor was not able to get around the last transfer spot. But Templeton's able to pull it off here at heat race number 5. Puts us in our B main. All right.
C main.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so we got 2 of them tonight. Okay.
Yeah, we've been getting such good turnouts here, Roger.
Right.
He could take you through why he did that, and so we don't have a 30-car field for the B.
Nah, yeah. Well, yeah, I've done them before. We've done. Now, is it? Let me ask you a question. Is it because they do this definitely different in every? There's different ways. That's the unique thing about dirt. It can be done many different ways.
Yes.
Are these guys? Yeah, telling me, are they certain guys going to go to the A?
Yeah, we'll have 4 transferred to the B main, Joe. So normally I've just run a big B main because we've never had the crazy car counts we're getting for Hometown Heroes. We had 43 cars out tonight. I think that's probably a record. We can only take 45. So we'll take the top 4 from this. We've split it into 2 mains. And the top 4 here will transfer to the B main. It'll start at the back, and they got to go through the whole alphabet soup to get into the A.
Gotcha, yeah. And I've done that many times there. So we'll see what we got going on here. Like I say, top 4 guys going to transfer it in. And normally we would have went to our rundown order, but we'll get them in the B main here the next one. So let's kind of explain it out there to you folks. It's a little different format than what we're used to. Normally, because we had so many cars that have showed up here lately, and that's awesome, and it's growing. Nonetheless, green flag flies. We're racing here for the C main. We used to say B main a lot. Bob Curtis out front. So now it's going to give us an idea of what multiple cars on this track is going to do. And Wyatt Whipple around. Ouch. Already against the walls.
Yeah, he just caught the wall with the right rear, but the guys did a good job of missing him there, and they only ended up getting himself.
And up front, they're beating and banging on each other a little bit. Like I said earlier, you could do that, but you can't do that right there because you're going to get tangled up. That is actually Bob Curtis and I'm not sure who the other car was, but they just got hooked up on the tires.
Yeah, the other one, that one was Chris Whipple.
Okay.
Looked like one guy just scrubbed speed, and the other guy was there and kind of run him over.
Yeah, well, yeah, and then just hooked up, side by side, and it's going to happen. Y'all admins look at it way differently than I do. I look at it as a fact of you're going to be on top of guys.
You don't have a whole lot of time to react or as close as what they were. So, I mean, that's more of a racing deal there.
It's in a short track racing, man. I've said this a lot of times, too. But these guys out here, and I know the drivers, they give you all a hard time. But, short track racing out here. Now, my hat's off the real, just like racing right here with the roundabout with Brendan Weeks. I mean, he's coming through the field. He's up there battling in that fourth place spot with Jason Madison. Hope I said that right. In the third place spot there, like I say, that's the transfer. You got Jack Hitt, Chris Whipple, but it's short track racing, and my hat's off to any of the dirt guys. These guys are running almost out of control as it is. So, and these things don't stop very easily on dirt. So you just can't just slam on the brakes. They don't stop that well on asphalt either, but a little bit better than they do on the dirt.
Yeah, they don't stop very well, especially if you're right in the center of the track like those guys were in the slick. But right now, and I don't know if people are familiar with what's inside these cars, that big wing, you can move them forward and move them back to give yourself some grip. So this is part of the night where I'd start messing with that wing if I was in one of those cars.
That's a good point right there. As you've got Chris Schaefer out front in this one, Jason Madison right there in second, Brendan Weeks hanging on to the third place, and Jack Hitt has moved it up in the last transfer spot. He doesn't have anybody around, and he's going to be able to transfer it up to the B main, and everybody else, unfortunately, goes home.
Yeah, I got to give a big shout out to my neighbor and buddy, the G-Man, Gary Taylor. He's 74 years old. Had that last transfer spot, and it just slipped away in the last spot there.
Hey, and you know what? It happens so often in racing, but nonetheless, man, come out here having fun. I love to see it. Well, this puts us in our B main, SBGC 3D printing. And folks, go check it out, sbgc3d.com. We'll see an ad later on here in a little while showing you some of the things that he can do and whatnot. But definitely check him out at sbgc3d.com here. Our B main, let's grid them up here tonight.
So on the poll, we've got the winner of our first night in the 305s, Chad Cote. So he's struggling to get into the feature tonight. And on
Didn't
his
he win the
outside,
first night too?
He won the first night, yeah. So he's struggling to get in here. He's got Andrew Smith on the outside, and row 2 has Jacob Ludwig and Brian Moore Jr. And the Texas Tornado, Tom Taylor, is starting 5th, so he's on the outside looking in. Only 4 will transfer, Joe. Some big names back here. Chris Forsyth, Christopher Schaefer, Jason Madison, Brennan Weeks, and Jack Hitt.
It's going to be a tough order, tough order, man, to get to the front there, as we've seen all night long. Just not a very... It's very tough. It's not so much the skill of the drivers. It's more or less the car here. They're not working with an open setup, folks. They're working with the fixed setup here. iRACING gives them. So that's another thing you got to think about. Already a little beating and banging, and you probably got to do that little beating and banging at the first. You got to be aggressive with these cars. Maybe not that aggressive, but this Tom Taylor, unfortunately, gets involved in a wreck early on there. But here's the thing, John, and you see some more chaos happening back. Chris Schaefer upside down. The problem with these cars, I think, here a little bit, and we've seen all night long, is you have got to be a little aggressive on the starts, because as soon as y'all get spread out, it's just very tough to pass.
Yeah, and then so you gotta get what you can get right when the green flag goes, but a little more with these cars, a little more important for these cars for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's just like I say, don't want to take anything away from the talent of these guys here. Definitely all top notch, but it's just a product of this car and the track, and you can see. Well, I'll tell you what, Daniel Blau though sent that thing in there with a slide job. I'm not going to say you can't do it, but it's just very hard to keep the momentum up. If you get it shot just right, you see a good run. Daniel Blau's doing it. Oh, and he clipped the back of the tail tank. There, Brian Moore Jr. got Moore just a little bit off pace. That allowed Andrew Smith to get up there in that last transfer spot, so there's a race right there.
Yeah, and that's a great example of one guy hitting it, going into the corner, and one guy missing it a little bit, and then having to check up just a little bit to make sure he doesn't overshoot it get in the slick. So that's up, and you have the same issue up top. You're right up on that wall, so both of them have a risk reward, scenario going on.
Absolutely. Out front, Chad Cote. Let's check see what he looks like, because he's long gone. He has got a huge lead of 1.5 seconds right now over Daniel Blau, who's got his hands full. Well, never mind. I was going to say Daniel Blau's got his hands full. Daniel's come through the field. He's been about the only one I've seen right now besides Lane Snook to be able to come through the field with these 305s. I mean, with ease, it looks like. He's been able to pass and make the slide job work as the white flag's about to fly. Jason Lovewood sits in third. Andrew Smith right there in that last transfer spot. So does Brian Moore Jr. have anything to be able to get him done in the last final 2 turns? He's going to try it. Slide job here on him. I don't know. See, the momentum right there, John, just bogged him down.
Yep.
Man.
He came up across the slick, and as wide as it is, lost the big mo. Cost him a little bit on exit.
And it cost him tonight, too, as he's going to go home. But good effort there by Brian Moore. And Andrew Smith's going to bring it home in the last transfer. Chad Cote is going to bring it home. And our B main SBGC 3D printing. Well, folks, that brings us up in our little warm-up here. That would be our Icon Sim Sports intermission here tonight. Folks, if you have not checked out Icon Sim Sports, if you're wanting to get into iRacing or any sim, let's say that for a matter, just sim racing in general, definitely give them a look. IconSimSports.com. Go over there and check them out, because there's a multitude of rigs out there that you can buy. There's a lot, but these guys, I like them because I think they stand out from a little bit from the rest, as far as they will make it to you. If you're a big guy, short guy, big short guy, big guy, tall, whatever, they will build that thing to your liking and make it feel comfortable for you. So I like that. Definitely check them out at IconSimSports.com. Well, folks, we're here for the GForce Racing League tonight, and I tell you what, I can sit here and talk for the rest of the evening about what they've got going on there, but short order here, go to GForceRL.com and read up everything that's happening. You've got all the information there, what's going on in the league, what's going on with the broadcast, what's going on week to week. So definitely check out GForceRL.com. And we got our driver of the week here. Real quick there, Roger, who's our driver of the week? Because that's going to be the Justy Sick iRacing Photos.
I'll come back to that in a minute, Joe.
Okay, let him come back to that one.
In front of me. And I got a couple of guys. I got what we're calling the bookends. The guy starting first and the guy starting 24th in the features. So I'm going to bring up Greg Boydell right now.
Let me get done with my read here, man. You're jumping ahead of me. All right, and final, last but not least, we're on the GForce Esports on YouTube. Definitely give them a like and a share. We've been doing all the broadcasts on there from Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, so definitely check them out. And real quick, while Roger's got some guys up here, we'll give a real quick interview, because then we'll go and we'll play our we'll go get some word from our sponsors.
I got Greg Boydell, the Iron Man, starting on the pole tonight, Greg, and got your work cut out for you. I see Nick Vickery on your outside, but Lacey and Snook right behind you. So what are you thinking?
First of all, I think I'd rather be on the outside on this start, because I know the high line is going to be where it's at. Kudos, huge car count. We're well over 40 race cars out there. So, yeah, in the heat, I just let her go and hung on. And, the 20 car behind me was smart. He knew he had a transfer spot, so we were golden.
Beautiful. Well, good luck tonight, Greg, and talk to you later.
Okay, thanks for having me. Thanks for all the sponsors, and for Joe for the work you do with OSRN, man.
I tell you, it's awesome, man, to see y'all drivers out there week in and week out, as always. But, man, I tell you what, Roger John, let's step away real quick, get a word from some awesome sponsors here tonight to make this thing happen. All right, folks, we're back here, and hope you enjoyed that. Just a little bit of a little taste of what you're going to see later on into the night. Excuse me, I got a little choked up there. Actually, I'm getting choked up because of the feature. We got a new sponsor on well, not really a new sponsor. We had one later on. I got ahead of myself. I'm looking at the Friday night there, VRM Wraps. But we've still got Icon Sim Sports feature here. And the Icon Sim Sports, I just talked about them, and I could sit here and still talk about them for the rest of the night. But check them out on iconsimsports.com. They will definitely get you hooked up in a rig that will suit you to your liking. And we have got a big field here, guys. 24 awesome drivers. Let's see if we can't go through this grid here real quick.
Okay, just before that, I got Andrew Smith starting P24. He's the other end of the bookends. What are you looking at here, Andrew?
A whole lot of cars. Just kind of run my lines and hope for the best, in all honesty.
Okay, good luck, buddy, and hopefully we'll talk to you later. Maybe a hard charger.
That'd be worth it. Cheers, boys.
Okay, we'll get you down to your room in a minute here, buddy. Okay, so what we got for the feature here, we got on the pole GJ Boydell, who we talked to, and Nick Vickery. Row 2, Brendan Lacey, Lane Snook. Row 3, Brandon Templeton and Blake Chapman. Behind them, Lance Ripka and Dan Vout. And then Terry Landis and Brian Moore Sr., a couple of older guys. Kyle Parker, Jeff Flero, Trent Verstraeten and Dan McLaren, Jeff Barker, Andy Patton, Charlie Bragg and Jeff Kemper, the Gunslinger, Gunther Gretzinger and Zane Walters, and the guys that transferred from the back, Chad Cote, Dan Blau, Jacob Ludwig, and Andrew Smith that we just spoke to.
Good field, 24 guys out here tonight. It's going to be a good one out front, so we'll see as the green flag flies. We'll see how much these guys can stay out of the way of chaos, because we talked about it earlier on. You got to be a little aggressive, but boy, you can already see 3 wide all the way back, 4 and 5 wide. Are you kidding me? Are they going to make that work back there? Side down, caution out. Let's go back on the replay, but what a start. John, that was crazy.
Boy, it was. I saw some give and take going down the back stretch, but once they got into turn 3, it narrowed up pretty quick.
Real quick, let's watch this replay right here, folks, and you can give an idea of what happened. You see them, but they were 3 and 4 wide there. You see Andy kind of got a little bit had to check up, then it was just chaos there. They were bumping in wrong place, wrong time, and Andy Patton, unfortunately, upside down in the Bass Pro Shop machine. Wow. Just like that.
They got 5 wide right there in front of him, and it looked like the 513 got in the slick a little bit, and his car moved around a little more than probably what he anticipated, and that kind of stacked everybody up and led to that. Just early lap racing, man.
Well, and we talked about it tonight with these cars. You've got to be aggressive with them. So nothing out of the norm that we've seen, because after a while, if they get spread out, it's so hard to pass here. Now, we've seen a couple guys do it. Lane and Daniel Blau, was early on, was able to come through the field and actually make some awesome slide jobs and passes. But other than that, once they got up there, it's really kind of, like you said earlier, the car's bogged down going into the turn. So definitely got to be aggressive. Now, this single file start here, obviously, I've always said will benefit the leader.
Green flag,
that's going to be Nicholas Victory out front. We'll see what Lane will do. I don't know if Nick wants Lane right there on his back end, but here we go. Green flag's back out. And instantly back up to that top side. We saw it before, and that cushion's running out up there, so we'll have to see. Now he's going to put the slider on the inside here for the lead. We'll see if that low line's going to work. We got racing all over the place, front, back, middle. You talked about it earlier there, John. You said, how do you keep up with the action? Well, there's just action all over this track right now.
Yeah, it is, and it looks like the top side right now is a little quicker than anything else. You can get such a good run coming out of the corners being up top. But that bottom's not too far behind.
The bad thing about that top, I would say, is it's risk versus rewards. You get up there, they're so close to that wall, and then just like that, in front of him, Blake Chapman is around, caution out. We was actually riding with one of the guys that saw firsthand on that one.
Yeah, one of the things that happens, and this looked like it happened to the 00 coming out of the corner, is when you come out of turn 2, if you've got your foot you're really aggressive with the throttle, The slick comes up right at your corner exit, and you can get loose, and your back can get a little happy, and you can tap the wall, and that's looks like what happened there.
Yeah, well, let's watch this replay right here. Like I said, the car in front bumps the wall, then Blake nowhere to go, and the M&Ms are all over the track. And I got to give him credit on that coming back on his wheels.
And we got to start calling him the Candy Man.
You know what? That is a good name there. That actually would fit, because he had the Skittle-mobile all last season. Now he's got the M&Ms. What's he going to come out next season? A Mars car or something? I don't know. He's going to come out with the Payday. There you go. He could come out with a Payday and say, look, then we could say, you hit him in the back or something, he's coming back for his payday. Oh, we're just set to go back green here tonight, folks. Hey, I want to appreciate everybody coming out. Been a good one for the Icon Sim Sport feature here tonight for the Hometown Heroes here for the GForce Racing League. Hope everybody's enjoying it so far. Been a very entertaining night. We got the 305s right here. As the green flag flies, it's all lane stuck, and I'm gonna tell you what. I don't know what we're going to have to do to slow down Lane Snooks. I'm going to go out there and pull the power on his house or something. I don't know what these guys are going to have to do. What do you think, John? I mean, what would you do to run him down?
Well, everybody's just got to work on the racecraft and get better. When guys are dominant like this, it's our job to get to them.
Oh, chaos in the back. Terry Landis is around. Caution. That's going to be Brendan Templeton and Dan McLaren, but it looks like Terry was involved in that one. Let's go back on the replay here real quick, and we'll watch and see. Everybody, I know everybody loves crashes. Looks like just came down. One came down. One goes right there in the wrong place, wrong time, and they just came together and boom, wrecked on the track. Ouch.
Looked like the car on the outside of Terry there got loose and had to chase it down the hill, and Terry's just in the wrong place at the wrong time on that.
Yeah.
Hey,
Everybody
guys,
likes crashes. What's up?
If I could just jump in for a second, we haven't had a chance to mention tonight. It's Kids Night tonight, and Lynn's Huggables is sponsoring tonight's night. And everybody that has a child 12 or under, go to GForceRL.com, and there's this place there to enter their name for a draw for a free Huggable. So just make sure we do that. We have not mentioned that all broadcast, so we want to mention that a few times tonight.
Definitely want to check that out. Yeah,
it's Kids Night tonight.
Kids Night, Joe's got to have it. And not to say anything on the ordinary, but I guess we got the kid out front right now. So definitely giving hope to all the young ones out there. It's awesome. I know he races in real life in sprint style go-karts and whatnot, so he'll definitely be moving up in whatever he wants to do. And if he wants to take the route in iRacing Pro side, I think that's the way to look at it too. As Lane Snook definitely is showing he's got the speed to get it done, as he gets a good jump on the field. So the battle's on back here around the fourth place spot. You got GJ Boydell and Brendan Lacey. Got to give hats off to GJ. He's been able to hang on strong right there in the fourth place spot. Brian Moore Sr. And you got Lance Ripka and company, so you got all these guys trying to get what they could get. Again, pretty much like we were talking about earlier there, John. You got to try to be aggressive on these starts to get there, because after a while, it's just very tough to pass here.
Yeah, and right now it looks like, once again, the bottom's probably every bit as quick as the top. I think guys would adjust their wing a little bit, they could get that bottom to start working.
Man, it's on the bottom side there. The one thing I see about the bottom is even though it might be as quick, it looks like it's quick going into middle, but coming off is where you lose all that momentum, and that's exactly where you talked about earlier, these cars bogging down at. And which is you kind of the norm in any style racing is, we got a crash, and that's Brendan Lacey, unfortunately, upside down. Let's go back on our Malcolm Mills replay there. I don't want to forget about Malcolm Mills. I hadn't been saying it. I'm sorry about that, guys. Our Malcolm Mills replay here. And looks like a slide job going wrong right there. Just pretty much how to say that one. And the slide job right up in the inside of him, and took a little bit. And unfortunately, Nicholas Vickery and Brendan Lacey involved in that one. Hate to see that between those two guys. Always, but let's just back up. And I was talking about that inside lane there, John, real quick. Being as fast as the outside. going into the middle, and it looks like it really is. But coming off at high side lane looks like the place to be. But you know, it's a risk thing up there from what I'm seeing up on that top, because that cushion is so close to the wall, and one little tap, and we've seen it all night long, one little tap can send you over the wall. But you know, I've seen this on short tracks before, even like on a, you know, oval side of things. You know, the low line definitely is fast going in, but not very fast coming off.
The key is when you go in and how you set the car up and drive off. These cars actually drive off the left rear. You're not driving off the right rear. And if you overdrive into the corner, you look like you're carrying all kinds of speed going in, but it kills your exit. These guys just need to back their corner up a little bit and set the car up better on corner exit. Get that left rear on the tack, and they'll launch.
There you go. I tell you, it's a good assessment right there. It's Lane Snook. He gets the hammer down. He's gone. He's one to be committed up out of the top. Now, he did drop down a low line for a little bit. Behind him, G.J. Boydell's up to second. Brian Moore Sr. right there gets a little bit on the back end of him. Backs off. Good job on his. Could have been a lot worse than what it was. I got to look right here, because that looks like that's Terry Landis. He is lost the front wing. How much is that going to affect him there?
He'll give him a little bit of push, but overall, I don't think it'll hurt him too bad. It'll just change how the car handles a little.
On this car, I got to ask though, with a push, with as hard as it is to make this thing rotate, I mean, I got to imagine that's a tough ride.
Especially track conditions the way they are. He was actually making a lot of ground on the bottom, and now he's kind of holding steady where he's at. I saw Jeff Barker, who's also right on the bottom. He's gone all the way up to second. Oh, big.
Caution. Yeah, caution. Trent Restrating involved in that one. Let's go back on the Malcolm Mills replay here and check out what exactly happened here. Like I said, it pretty much just got locked up, and looks like a little bump in the back there. The next thing you know, the Rainbow Warriors around. Trent's flipping upside down on the back stretch there. Out. So, yeah, just a little bit of tail tanking it right there.
Yeah, just close racing, and the track is really slicking off now. Now they need to be pulling their wings to the back of the car. That'll get more grip along the rear tires, and they got to be a lot more careful on the throttle, especially off the exits of the corners, because if you're full throttle, which you can get full throttle in mid corner, but believe it or not, once you do that, you still have to lift a little bit coming out of the corners. If you don't do that, you're going to lose the back end more times than not.
I'll tell you what, right now these guys have done pretty good so far, been able to hang on to these cars. And most of the time we've seen when guys have slung them into the turn, it's been to try to make the pass, and really to try to make that pass is they kind of have to. I mean, with the lack of a better word to say, is they almost have to send it into the turn with this car. And again, it's a risk versus reward type of thing here tonight. So we'll see what happens. But nonetheless, back green, Lane Snook gets a pretty good jump there over Jeffrey Barker, who has moved up into second. You got Brian Moore Sr. still hanging on to the third place. G.J. Boydell up there in the fourth place. Kyle Parker, talked about him. I know he's probably licking at the chomps getting that late models here afterwards. As we got Kyle Parker hanging on the fifth. Daniel Vaught right there. Look at this battle going on around about the eighth place spot.
Yeah, and right now up front, Lane's not getting away from Jeff, and Lane's been up top. Jeff's on the bottom. Jeff is hitting that. Oh, big old wreck again over here in turn two.
No, we're done. Wow.
Didn't even look at the...
No, I didn't even look at the... I'm sorry. You know what? I apologize, folks. I wasn't even paying attention to what the laps, and guess what? Lane Snook done won this thing on us, and I was watching on the action in the back. That's just the thing about dirt. It goes by so fast. You blink, we're done with the race. You go to the next room, and we're in the next week. I've always said that, but Lane Snook pulling it off. I can't. I just can't. I don't know what else to say about this young man here. Lane Snook pulling it off here tonight. Jeffrey Barker coming home in second, and Brian Moore Sr. pulling it off in third. But other than wow, that's about it. Wow. So we'll see if we can't get these three guys up here and get a word with them in, as we've got Jeffrey Barker here. And one of y'all want to take Jeffrey? When y'all want to take Jeff?
I can take Jeff.
All right, go ahead.
Hard charger too, by the way. I think he went from P15 up to P2. Awesome run for the old guy.
Thanks.
Yeah, Jeff, you had that bottom working. You care to share any secrets and how you got that to work so much better than everybody else?
Practice it and don't give up on it. Even though it looks faster at the top, you just got to stay down there until it works.
When you started coming up through the pack there, what point, how early on did you realize, hey, I've got something down here? And speaking of not giving up on it, because the first few laps at the top definitely was a little bit quicker, but it was probably about lap 7 or 8, and all of a sudden I noticed that bottom was pretty equal.
Yeah, I got lucky that was the lane that no one else in front of me was in, so I didn't really have to work traffic too much. It just the path cleared in front of me, and better to be lucky than good sometimes.
That is a great run you did tonight. Nice to see you up there. Congratulations on the P2. And is there anybody you'd like to thank for helping you out there?
Oh, definitely got to thank GForce Racing Leagues and AA Custom Creations and everybody else who sponsors us.
Well, hopefully we'll see you in the next race, and if not, in the Enduro a little bit later on, and you can match your success in this one.
All right. Thanks, Ben.
That's your second place man right there. Jeffrey Barker did an outstanding job tonight, pulling it home. And like you said, he was using it. Let's bring up our third place man here, Brian Moore Sr.
Hello. Glad to be here.
Absolutely. Roger, you want to take you?
Yeah, Brian, congratulations, man. Not only did you get up on the podium, but you beat Junior tonight.
I did. Hey, that's one of my goals when we sit out on a race. That's the guy I'm looking for to beat.
So where did you start tonight? I've lost those.
I started 10th.
That's a great run coming from up there. So how bad did that track slick off? Because there's a lot of cars on there tonight.
Oh, it was pretty slick. Yeah, it was hard to find anywhere to run to where you could get something. It was just a throttle deal tonight.
Well, it's great. We had two, I'll just say, more senior guys on the podium with you and Jeff Barker tonight, and nobody could catch the kid again.
No, I told Moore Jr. that I was going to run the bottom after that last caution, and it seemed like we were pulling away from everybody else, and we were kind of hanging with Snook a little bit there. So maybe that bottom was going to come in towards the end there. It just didn't have enough time. We weren't going to run lane down, but man, this is fun. I love this league.
Yeah, it's this Hometown Heroes. We're getting some phenomenal car counts. It's an event just to make the feature with some of these. Half the field's not making the feature. So congrats on a phenomenal start to the night. And will you be running the pro lates tonight, or will you be getting in that street stock enduro?
No, I probably won't. I'm all about the sprint cars.
I can relate to that too, buddy. So great run, man. And we'll be seeing you on the track again.
Great.
There you go, man. As always, like I say, the father-son duo there, Brian Moore Sr. and Brian Moore Jr. But, this guy here, we're going to bring him up here in our Epsilon Sprint Wraps Victory Lane. Lane, Snook, Joe in the booth. How you doing?
Pretty good right now.
Man, all right. We're just going to have to come out there and flatten your virtual tires because you're just bad fast out there. How does it feel to come out here? Have you got the hang of the 305s? I mean, I know that first week is a little bit off, but ever since then now, it just seems like you're kind of rolling with it.
I think I'm just as good now as I was that first week, and screen first going into turn 1 in the heat race, so kind of wish I would have won that, or had a chance to win that at least, but to win all 7 of them so far. But I'm not so confident about the late model race that's coming up next.
I'm going to ask you about that one because I've not really seen you a lot in late model racing, and that's you brought that up, not so confident in it. But hey, you said that last week about the Legends card. Look what happened. I mean, you got everybody scared out here so far. I mean, you definitely the young guy, but it's awesome to see, and it's fun to watch out there. You got anybody you want to thank for this awesome win tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Velocity Designs, Vanderbilt Racing, Jesse Brandon, Lacey, Fitzy, Goldner Moonin, JP, Dirt Doctor Trucking, Bow.com, Powerhouse Motorsports, Blackman Brothers, you guys for the broadcast, the guys for putting this league on, Universal Settlement Service, Duck on Hard Associates, Keystone Alliance, KKP, Keystone Farming Products, Fox's Pizza Den, Mexico Ridge Beef Farm, Snook Note Designs, and the Old Hatchery.
I'll tell you what, and the list goes on and on and on, and there he loves saying it week in and week out. That's your winner tonight. Lane Snook putting in victory lane for the 305s at the Hometown Heroes. And guys, I tell you what a first half to this one here is don't go anywhere, folks. We're going to be right back. Going to switch some servers out a little bit here, so we've got some super late models. So don't go anywhere.
It all starts with the right house. That's where we come in. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
People want to have a one-stop shop. They need us for now all these different services, not just the heating and air side.
When things are going wrong, you want the company that's going to be able to get things done as fast as possible for you.
Today we're going to be in over 600 homes. What the customers can count on is we're going to send a competent person to your home with a vehicle that's stocked and prepared. We're going to do what's right.
Right now, we're waiving our $79 service fee with any Cool Ray, Brightbox, or Mr. Plumber service.
From finding the perfect house to making it your home, we'll be with you every step of the way. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Introducing GForce TV. GForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, GForce TV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washouican Speedway, and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. GForce TV is also the new home for Rivals Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRacing fans, GForce TV has you covered with hours of live broadcasting from Rivals and GForce TV racing leagues. GForce TV promises to deliver motorsports, esports, and action sports you want to see, along with talk shows and vlogs to keep you connected to the lifestyle you love. Visit GForceTV.net today to subscribe for free. Sit back, hold on, and feel the G's on GForce TV.
All right, welcome back, folks, to the Hometown Heroes here. We're in qualifying tonight already, as last race ran over, but awesome car count. That's pretty the reason why it happened that way. So, nonetheless, we had a Gambler Motorsports pre-race show earlier on there, and definitely check out Gambler Motorsports as always on Facebook. Great esports racing team. So they'll give you all the information about them. Gambler Motorsports. We had John Hine up here earlier on. We got the iRacing League Manager standings, as we'll get into that as the weeks go on. But definitely, if you run a league, manage a league, check out the iRacing League Manager. And qualifying, like we just said, new sponsor tonight here, VRM Wraps. And VRM Wraps, you want to look good on iRacing, they definitely are the place to go. They have got several painters across the U.S. there specializing in multiple paint styles of VRM Wraps. And it looks like qualifying is coming to the end. A&J Custom Creations. And I can't really just say enough about what Andy Patton does as A&J Custom Creations tonight. He does some awesome stuff. Check him out on the GForce RL with all the plaques and trophies that he does. But Roger, let's grid these guys up here for Heat Race 1.
Yeah, it looks like we got a great night again. We got over 40 cars, and we got on the front row of heat number 1. We got Patrick Spangler with Nick King. Row 2 has Joe Halter, who's associated with Icon Sim Sports, and Zach Chapman, and then Jason Madison with Andy Piercefield. Andy Piercefield is behind Mr. Plumber and Cool Ray Heating and Air Conditioning. So,
okay,
there you go. Thanks to Andy, and then Nathan Hall, Christopher Schaefer, and Wyatt Whipple.
Good field here. Looks like Wyatt Whipple unfortunately did not grid up here, so he's going to miss the heat race. He's going to probably try to run the I guess we're going to have another 2 consolations here.
I think so,
two
Joe.
mains, yeah. Okay, here we go. Patrick Spangler out front here along with Nick King. And I've always said before, Nick King, he definitely has a fan club out there. And if y'all are listening out there, I know it's normally there on the Facebook side, folks. I'm not live on the Facebook tonight, so I apologize about that. So either way, I know the fan club usually pulling for Nathan Hall, Nick King, Roger Boy. He's got those 2 guys that they got a fan club. It's awesome.
It's unbelievable. Yeah, the pro lates really do have a great following.
Dude, here we go. Green flag and a little bit different racing here, and you already see them guys taking the load line down there. Now, correct me here, is these guys running open setup or fixed?
It's a fixed setup, Joe.
Okay, so it's a lot different than what we're seeing on the Friday night where it is an open style setup, but here tonight on the fix, we'll have to see what these guys can do. Right now, Patrick out front, you're probably going to see a little bit more of a slider style thing. Slide jobs and slide moves be able to happen on this track with these cars. A lot more power than those 305s. Right now, the battle's up front with Nick King. Nathan Hall hanging on to the 4th place spot. He's got Andy Piercefield right there on his back end, though, trying to see if we can't knock him out of that 4th place spot.
We had a bit of a tangle there at the back, but looks like they sorted themselves out. And Nick King up there, he's in 2nd place overall in the standings right now.
Okay, well, there you go. See, definitely looking good. So he should be well familiar with what the late models runs on the Friday nights there a lot. So definitely it should be familiar. The guy we're looking forward later on here, Kyle Parker. But right now it's all Patrick Spangler out front. King right there in 2nd. Joe Halter, like we said, and I wonder if he's in an Icon Sim Sports rig running tonight.
I think he is. I think that fancy rig we saw being built might have been for him.
I tell you what, that's awesome. I love some of the rigs out there, and maybe if I could coax my wife into one day, let me get one.
Yeah, be bored coaching. You're gonna have to broadcast a lot of races for those because they are just incredible rigs.
That's what I'm talking about. They are. They look very nice. I've seen a lot of them out there. But coming to an end, the top 3 guys kind of close up. Patrick Spangler right there. Looks like he's going to pull this one off. Nathan Hall hanging on to that 4th place spot. No challenge behind him from Andy Piercefield. Is nowhere near him. So Patrick Spangler is going to win the AJ Custom Creations Heat Race number 1 here tonight. All right, I tell you what, that was a good one right there, and just a little bit different amongst these guys, just kind of filling out the track, getting to see what it is. But that puts us in a Howard Hanna Real Estate Heat Race number 2. They are the number 1 family-owned and operated independent broker in the U.S. for real estate here, and that is an awesome achievement to be able to say that. So definitely check out Howard Hanna Real Estate for all your real estate needs, commercial or residential. So I've said that many times. If you're looking to sell something, buy something, they're the place to go. Heat race number 2 is underway. Let's see if we can grid them up.
And on the pole, this is some heavy hitters in this one. I'll tell you, we got on the pole Matt Croakey from Grand Forks, North Dakota, and on his outside Nicholas Vickery. You'll recognize a lot of these names. Row 2, Kyle Parker, and the mayor of Cedar Lake, Lane Snook, and then behind them, the Texas Tornado, Tom Taylor and Dave Castelli, and the final row, guy that was running really good last start on the pole, G.J. Boydell. And Steve Goldner's dad, Barry Goldner.
Awesome. Like to see that. Like to see a lot of the family members out here, and that's one thing I enjoy. Even out in the viewers out there, they come out and they watch and support their favorite driver. But I do like to see them out here on the track. You see brothers and hey, maybe some sisters out there too. We got some girl racers in iRacing, folks. So I want to discount them, but definitely dad-son combination, dad-daughter combinations out here a lot. As we get set, green flag flies, and Matthew Croakey. All right, Croakey. I think I have caught him croak before, and right now he doesn't want to do that up here, but they're beating and banging 3 wide. He falls back to the 3rd place, and David Castelli.
Yes, sir.
Oh man, I got that right off the top. Oh, Tom Taylor in trouble in the back, unfortunately, right there. But David pulls it up to the 3rd place spot. Nicholas Vickery, the man out front there. But Kyle Parker, we talked about it. Lane Snook, a little bit off. He got beat up on the start. Remember, he said last week he wasn't sure about the Legends and ended up winning it. He said tonight he wasn't sure about the late models, which I kind of could go along with him on the late models. He has not done well in the past with late models. I don't think that's really his kind of, lack of a better word, cup of tea.
No, but you know, I don't believe much what Lane says anymore.
Not
going to do very good.
When you got G.J. Boydell hanging on that 4th place spot right there, that's the last transfer. You got Snook right behind him, so we'll have to see what happens. Right now, Boydell's got it locked down. With these cars, they can get spread out pretty good. You see that cushion's got pushed up near the wall there a little bit. This track's good. You know, they're going to try to break this place in as the night goes on. You got Barry Goldner hanging on there to 6. Tom Taylor, unfortunately, got mixed up in a little bit of accident. Matthew was out of it for this race here. Tom Taylor, but our Heat Race 2 here, Howard Hanna Real Estate. How y'all doing out there? Got Nicholas Vickery, and obviously we're saying it's kids' night. So tonight, Roger, what are we giving away for the kids here?
We got to drop. So Lynn's Huggables, and that's my dear wife. And I have to say, Joe. We'll talk about it between races because I'll go on.
Yeah. I got you. Well, good race up front. Out of turn number 4. Are you kidding me? Lane Snook is going to sneak into the feature because Nicholas Vickery slams the wall out of turn 4 and does not make it to the start-finish line. Wow.
Dodged the bullet there. He dodged the bullet.
Wow. Yeah, you know, you don't want to give that kid too many opportunities, but are you kidding me? Out of turn 4, Nicholas right there. That puts us in Heat Race number 3, coast to coast. That's why these things are so fast and furious. But coast to coast racing team, Heat Race number 3, awesome race team here. It's been here to the inception of GForce Racing League. You know, mixed up between the U.S. and Canada racers. Awesome there for our Heat Race number 3. Let's grid these guys up because that was a wild one at the end of that one.
We're going to call this the executive race, Joe, because we got a bunch of them in here. We got a Field Miller on the pole from Spartan Racing, but on the outside, Preston Cranmer from Kreitz Sim Racing Team. And then behind him, guy in the booth, got his fire suit on, John Hine, who's 3rd place, I think, in his standings. And nice. On his outside, Brandon Templeton. And then in the next row, another executive, Jeff Barker, with Trent Verstraeten, one of our regular admins. And then Chris Whipple and that senior member, 78-year-old Jim Bowie. Go, Jim.
Oh, boy, I tell you what, it's awesome right there. Out here having fun is, see who could pull this one off. Man, that was amazing on that heat race there, last one we saw. Can't believe that one. Your Lane was out. Guys, let me tell you, y'all had Lane out there on the outside looking in, running the alphabet. Now you got him in the feature, but green flag. Let's see what Preston Cranmer can do up front. Field Miller there, they're beating and banging on each other, but you got Cranmer out front leading it right now. Miller there in 2nd, Templeton hanging on the 3rd. He's got his hands full of John Hine. I always say got the boat out there. Let's see if he's got a speedboat or a cruise boat tonight. Right now looking pretty fast.
Yeah, these are all good drivers here in this race, that's for sure.
Up there, bump the wall just a little bit. Don't want to put a hole in the side of that thing, but that puts old Templeton falling back to 4th. Let's see what Jeffrey Barker can do. He's back in the 5th. He's got Verstraeten, though, man, hanging on the top side of him. It's a little bit close quarter right now, and that's what actually old Brandon wants to see in his rear view is those guys back there battling because that'll keep him off of him. You got Chris Whipple right there along with it. Jim Bowie back here.
Bowie.
Look at it. Yeah, look at that. Slide that thing in a little bit. So, hey, I might be an older gentleman, but I definitely get out here and have fun and sling some dirt with these guys. Looking good so far. Oh, John Hine right now has got his hands full with old Templeton. Those two guys, man, are going to put some sliders side by side on the track.
They're it's going to get interesting as this track slicks off when these guys get out here for the B main and the feature. It's going to be pretty slick, I would say.
Oh, absolutely. Got a good shot here with Templeton right now. Just show you what he looks like going on the inside of John Hine right there. Oh, that's close quartered racing there. So Jeffrey Barker, he's actually closed in a little bit. Has he got enough time with a white flag? I don't think he's got enough time to catch Brandon. Brandon's going to have to pretty much make a mistake. Doesn't want to get up there and get in the side of old John Hine. They're coming on the last turns. Jeff's going to try to throw it in there. not going to be able to get it done. He's going to have to run the alphabet here tonight as Brandon Templeton's going to hang on to 4th place. Preston Cranmer's going to bring it home for the Coast to Coast Racing Teams heat race number 3. Good one.
That was a good one, and I think we got another good one coming up. Every race you look at, boy, all the names are there. And Preston Cranmer going up, sit up on the podium. Might be his only chance he gets tonight.
There you go. Well, I tell you what, here we are for heat race number 4, Mr. Plummer, and we talked about it. Mr. Plummer, one of the new sponsors coming on board. If you're in the Atlanta metro area, the man's got decades worth of experience there. Definitely check him out, Mr. Plummer in the Atlanta area. Hey, Atlanta's most trusted name in plumbing and drain services. Definitely check them out. As always, he's going to be our title sponsor here for the heat race number 4. Let's grid these guys up.
And out at the front on the pole, the Yoo-Hoo Man, Terry Landis. And on his outside, I don't know if you know this, Joe, is number 44. That is Lane Snook's brother, Trent Brenneman. And he drives a late model on the real track too. Wow. And row 2, we got Brennan Weeks and Brendan Lacey, another real driver, and then Andrew Smith, Daniel Vaught, and Jeffrey Kemper.
All right, going to be a good one there. And Trent Brenneman up there with Terry Landis. Let's see what happens. Like I said, it'd be interesting to hear how he feels. We know how Lane feels about the differences in cars, how he feels about the difference between real life late models as far as how it feels on iRacing here. So definitely, you got the Yoo-Hoo Man right there. Nice looking Yoo-Hoo machine as always. Makes you thirsty watching him as he gets out front. Terry Landis, Trent right there behind him. Good battle going on here for the 3rd, 4th place spot. That's Brendan Lacey trying to hang on to it. He's doing a little bumping, but up front, Brennerman, he's going to put a slider on the inside there of Landis to see if he can't take that spot away from him.
And the top 4 starting to pull away from the rest of the pack.
It is, and that's the top 4. It's going to transfer to the feature. That's going to put Jeffrey Kemper back here battling a little bit here with Daniel Vaught. Daniel's trying to give him a hard time, give him a little bump right there in the back. Just pushes him up the track. It's a kind of a textbook bump and run on the dirt side of things, about as close as you probably could get. Just makes the car in front of you kind of move up the track a little bit. Right now, Daniel Vaught was able to make that pass. He's got time to get up there, but he's going to have to start working it to get near old Lacey to get in that 4th place spot. Maybe Lacey will make a little bit of mistake and Daniel will be able to sneak up there. Everybody's single file right now. Well, John was telling me earlier, Roger, that some of the things he was seeing on track, what are you seeing right now that these guys are battling with on this track?
Well, yeah, and Lacey is just giving her, like if I was in this race and I'm in the top 4, I'd just be taking it easy, make sure I qualify. But no one talking to Brendan Lacey. It's, go fast or go home. So he's letting it hang out there with the risk of maybe, taking himself out. So kudos to Brendan.
Well, you're right there. He was doing a little bit of beating and basketball. One thing I like about the late models, you can get out there and do a little door slapping with each other. White flags out, but it did put Lacey up into the 3rd place. Andrew Smith hangs on to the 4th. Terry Landis still out front, leading it. Brennerman right there as he coming out of turn 4. It's going to be all Terry Landis here, putting it home for the Mr. Plumbers. Heat race here tonight. Andrew Smith's going to bring it home in the last transfer spot. That's going to put us up in the heat race number 5.
And I think we'll make this the Lynn's Huggables race, Joe.
There we go.
For a little bit of space. So Lynn I said earlier, Lynn is my wife, and today is our 6th anniversary, Joe. We got married on the shores of Waimea Bay in Hawaii.
Congratulations.
Both widowed and fortunate to meet each other later in life. And so when COVID hit, she's a big crocheter, and she started crocheting a lamb for a niece out in BC. We were going to go out to see them, and of course we never got out there. Well, she just kept doing these. I think she's made about 100 of these different bunnies and lambs. So we have a draw for one tonight. And some kid will be lucky enough to win. So all you got to do is go to GForceRL.com, and there's a place there. Just click to enter, and your son or daughter could, if they're 12 or under, could win that Well, their choice. They can go on the website. Lynn's got a website, lynshuggables.com, and they can get to choose anything pretty much on that site. So
okay, awesome.
So just want to remind, and that goes till Friday midnight. So I know some people don't watch this live. A lot of the drivers watch it the next day or whatever. So if you're watching, that contest is not over till Friday midnight, and we'll have the draw on Saturday. So enter your kids' names to get a chance to win. And so heat number 5, Lynn's Huggables heat. We got Troy Stewart on the pole with Dan Blau on the outside. David Garman, who I think is leading the standings with Steven Spies, who's always a front runner. Lance Ripka with Dan McLaren. And then we got Jacob Ludwig at the back.
It's going to be a good one again here for our heat race. As Troy Stewart right there with Daniel Blau and David Garman. Like I said, Steven Spies and company. So who pulls this one off? Race number 5. Boy, it's got some good field show out here. We're going to have to start calling this the Hometown Heroes, Late Night Heroes. We start getting a lot of these good guys out here. Good field. So right now, green flag flies. Daniel Blau gets a good jump out front. He got that funky monkey on that machine there, but he's got trouble. Troy Stewart on the inside doing a little tagging. I like that. I know these guys get out here and get mad at each other all the time, but I like when they get up there, man, and slap fenders on each other a little bit. That's just some short track racing. And Daniel Blau, unfortunately, though, is around. As you got Troy Stewart now battling with Dan McLaren. That's for the 3rd place spot.
And Dan McLaren's been a real strong runner of late, that's for sure.
Puts Lance Ripka up into the 4th place running there. Let's get a good shot of what he is. And you can see, it looks like Dan's trying that low line. It's working for the moment. Cars look a little bit, you're able to slide these cars a lot more than what it was those 3 or 5. Oh, and I think right there, Troy Stewart got into the wall a little bit, checked up. Nothing that Spies could do, all right? Yeah, I think it was Lance Ripka could do. We talked about that earlier when the car in front of you just abruptly kind of slows down or stops. You cannot stop very well on dirt. If anybody watched this past weekend, or this past Monday, you saw the NASCAR guys were on the Bristol dirt side of things, and they talked about that a lot. So very interesting to see, since we're on with the dirt side of things tonight. Good one so far with the Huggables here. Lynn Huggables, that is. Heat race number 5. It's just so odd for us to get to 5 heat races here, Roger.
It seems to be the norm. Like you say, this is becoming a late night, and we're paying overtime because of how late these things are running. But
it's awesome, man. It's fun.
The money's good, but you got to be able to stay awake all night, Joe. That's the challenge.
Hey, you know what? I tell you what, we just call it endurance night here, and it's pretty good. Speed's right now giving Lance Ripka all he can handle on his back end. Don't want to wreck each other, because right now you're in the show, and you still got Jacob Ludwig in them. But looks like the Speeds is going to make it. That's going to put us into what it should be C main, right?
C main. We got 12 in the C main.
Well,
4 will transfer to the B, and only 4 will come out of the B. So, we've got all these drivers. I wish I could put 30 cars in the final.
And we've got some good names in here, too. So, give us a rundown.
Okay, we got on the pole, we got Troy Stewart and Jason Madison. Behind them, Tom Taylor and Chris Whipple. And Jeffrey Kemper and Daniel Blau. Boy, you don't see Dan back here that often. Chris Schaefer and Matt Croakey, who won a Renegades race this year. So he's upped his game significantly this season. And then we got Jim Bowie and Brennan Weeks. So it's going to be a tough go, but see what they can do. And then they got to do it all over again.
And as of right now, Brendan Weeks and Wyatt Whipple have not gridded up. So I'm not sure.
Sometimes they put her on the hauler early, when they're at the back, I find.
Well, and unfortunately, what we've seen all night long, this track has been a tough one as far as coming through the field, and they would have to come through the field. But yeah, it looks like Brendan Weeks and Wyatt Whipple, unfortunately, are just going to say, well, we're going to cut our losses tonight, send it on home, like I said, put it up on the hauler. As Troy Stewart out front, Tom Taylor there in second, Madison hanging on alone there in the third, Kemper in fourth. So the 4th place spot is going to be the hot seat. Let's see who gets it. We've got a lot of great names. Daniel Blau there. Croakey's hanging on to the 8th. You've got, Chris Whipple in that area. Schaefer. So,
It's gonna
everybody
be a battle.
can't. Yeah,
It's gonna be a
everybody
battle,
can't
Joe.
go to the. Everybody can't go to the next one, and it's crazy. That's what these C main, B mains, and sometimes I've done ones with D mains there, Roger. I've had events where they've come in with 100 cars. We want to talk about some wild racing. Those get some wild right there.
This is gonna be a wild.
Woo, here we go. Pace truck's in. Green flag's about to fly. We're racing. Madison gets a good jump. Watching this around about the 7th, 8th place spot there. You've got Kemper and Daniel Blau hanging on to the 4th place for the moment. Tom Taylor got a little bit loose as you see him, but Tom wants that 4th place spot. He don't want to go home early here tonight.
And their teammates, Blau and Taylor. So.
Oh, Schaefer's around. Unfortunately, he's in the back too. He's running right now though, but got tied up a little bit. Croaky moved up there to the 5th place spot. He's gonna. Oh, and Blau. Now that's what you don't want to do. You're already in the 4th place spot. You just opened up the back door for Matthew Croaky to come slinging it up in there and bringing his buddy Jeffrey Kemper and Tom Taylor. So Blau needs to. I know he wants that 3rd place, but you mentioned it earlier. Maybe sometimes a little bit of patience is. I love that little door banging right there. Trading some pain on the dirt.
Oh, somebody bit the wall.
I think it's Chris Schaefer. Oh, Jeffrey Kemper. Around and out, unfortunately. Well, I tell you what, this battle for 4th place, do you see them battling this hard? I mean, do you see, should they be battling this hard? I mean, that's the question. One will move.
They're lucky there's a reset between races, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and one wrong move, though, definitely could bring Croaky right there in the picture. I know they've got a little bit, but now it looks like Daniel Blau's able to clear Chris Whipple. Chris Whipple's hanging on back there. And in the 4th place spot, you got Madison still out front dominating this thing tonight. Troy's P. Stewart right there. Remember, folks, we're in the C main. A little bit different of a format here. We had it into the 305s earlier, but we just had some massive great turnouts here tonight in cars. It's awesome to see it. And hey, if you're still looking for a great league, check them out here at the GForce Racing League. We can always fit a few more cars on the track, so come on out. It'll be awesome to see. And right now you got Daniel Blau, white flags out. It's all Madison out front. Stewart in 2nd, Blau there in 3rd. Chris Whipple hanging on to the 4th place spot. Croaky trying, but I just don't think he's going to be able to gun. You got some heavy hitting names and outside looking in. They're going to go home here as the checker flag flies. Chris Whipple going to be the man to take the transfer there as Jason Madison's going to bring it home here in the C main. Pull us over to the B main. The top 4 go to the B main. Everybody else, well, unfortunately, they go home.
And for qualifying and doing that great run, they get to start 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th in the next one, Joe. So now they got to do it all over again.
Whew, I tell you, crazy one here. But I tell you what, it brings up our B main, SBGC 3D printing. That is, and folks, check them out at SBGC3D.com. SBGC3D.com. We'll watch some ads later on and tonight. And I'll show you some of the work that these guys do with the 3D printing. Tom Taylor and company out there is outstanding 3D work as always, but they're our B main sponsor. Let's grid them up here.
And on the pole, we got from Georgia, we got Andy Piercefield. Of course, he has those businesses in Atlanta. And on his outside, Barry Goldner. Row 2, Jeff Barker, Dan Vaught. Then we have Jacob Ludwig, Zach Chapman. Boy, there's some big names in here. Nick Vickery and Trent Verstraeten. Nathan Nathan's not running. I don't think he's running. Maybe he is. And Jason Madison, Troy Stewart, Dan Blau, and Chris Whipple.
And just looking through that list there, because only 4 drivers are going to the feature. Oh man,
I know.
Breaks your heart, man. Breaks your heart. You know, I mean, lack of a better word. I mean, it's like, wow. You know, there's just so many. But that's the name of the game in the dirt track scene and racing. Somebody's got to win. Somebody's got to go home, and that's. But it's kind of fitting. Everybody's on a fair playing field here, so everybody gets the same opportunity that everyone else on the track is. Right now, Andy has got his hands full with Jeffrey Barker. Barker wants to make sure he does make this thing here tonight. Oh, he slid a little bit, got down there on those Rumble Donuts there, little I call him, but you got Daniel Vault hanging on to the 4th place spot. He's got a lot of cars behind him. And Trent Verstraeten around, Jason Madison, unfortunately winning the C-Main. He's around all the way, crashing in the back. Ouch, that's bad. Up in the 5th place, Nicholas Victory outside looking in. Jason Ludwood, he's hanging on to the 5th place. Trent Verstraeten's trying. Zach Chapman in the back. Daniel Blau, Troy Stewart. So, I don't know. Wow, a lot of great names here.
Yeah, they were going in there like 5 wide, and it's not going to end up with a good result.
Got to do something to get up that front, though. Right now it's all Andy Piercefield, but he's got his hands full with Jeffrey Barker. And you see Andy is going to go up under the wall a little bit. Actually, excuse me, Jeffrey's right there on the 2nd. What was that? That's a lap car? Or a lap car involved in between them?
Yeah, we got a lap car.
Okay, I got it confused with the lap car with the guys up there battling. So that lap car actually could play a little factor. That's actually Troy Stewart right there, who was off the pace a little bit. So we'll have to see what happens here. As you see up top, Andy's taking a high lane, down low, Jeffrey Barker. So I apologize about that, folks. I kind of got a little confused with the other machine out there. I thought those two were battling. And they are. Now they're able to clear. Oh, good job there by Stewart. He saw that those leaders were all over the back end of him. Got out the way. It's good sportsmanship on his end. As right now the battle's heating up for the 4th place spot. Nicholas Vickery has moved up in the 4th. Daniel Vault right there in 5th. So those two guys, man, now are trying to see who can battle it out for that last transfer place.
Yeah, this is great. If you think you're having trouble following these cars now, Joe, wait till the next one, the 75 lap enduro with up to 41 cars on the track at once with no cautions. It's going to be crazy. It's just going to be
call
crazy.
That demo derby. Yeah, that's just basically what that was just going to be. Oh, and Trent Verstraeten around. Wow, unfortunately, right there on the final lap, but it's all Andy Piercefield out front. Jeffrey Barker in 2nd. Barry Goldner right there in 3rd. Nicholas Vickery going to hang on to the 4th place. Yes, he is, because it looks like Daniel Vault is nowhere near him. Vault's going home. Zach Chapman's going home. Man, we got some good names going home in this one. But how to pull us over here to our Icon Sim Sports intermission here, folks. And I've said earlier, Icon Sim Sports, if you're looking to get into any kind of sim racing and you're looking for an outstanding rig to get it done, one that will be built to you, check out Icon Sim Sports at iconsimsports.com. And we're live here with the GForce Racing League here tonight. We can sit here and talk a multitude about what they got going on, but check them out at GForceRL.com. You will get everything you need information-wise there about all the divisions, all the broadcasts, and everything. And if you're looking for a good league, check out GForce Racing League. Well, we also got the Justy Sick iRacing Photos Driver of the Week, and I know earlier you were trying to find that. Maybe while you're looking for that one. We're going to last thing here. We're live on the GForce Esports here on YouTube. Definitely get the likes and shares out there. Now, on Monday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday nights, we got action all the time here on the GForce Esports on YouTube. So definitely check that out. And so, Roger, you wanted to get a few little announcements here to talk about some stuff.
Yeah, we got we got kids night tonight. Like I say, we got this crazy race coming up after this feature. And next week we have First Responders Night, so we'll be paying tribute to the first responders in our league and the first responders everywhere. So look for that next week. And I got a couple of guys here I just was going to chat with. The bookends, the guy starting first and the guy starting last. And we're going to pull them up here right now. Patrick Spangler, you get your ears on there, buddy?
I got you here.
So, starting at the front for this thing, it's been a crazy night. What do you think your chances are?
I got a luck of the draw there. Getting started first in the first heat, so the track was pretty clean, so I got to start front, hold it. But Lane's always starting in the back, and he's always strong, so we'll see if I can hold him off.
So I hope you're on the track driving right now while I'm talking to you, because this track has changed dramatically from when you ran in the first heat.
Yeah, I went out there for a little bit, but then there's cars coming out of the pits and bunch us all up. Coming back out now, though.
Okay, so I'm going to let you go, but just best of luck, and fend those boys off. You got some heavy hitters right behind you, Parker, Cranmer, Landis, and then Garmin. So good luck tonight, buddy.
Thanks for putting on, too.
Oh, you're welcome. It's a great night. So we talked to the first place guy. Now we're going to talk to. I said to this guy that I might end up talking to, but I didn't think it would be in this this way. But we got Nick Vickery, and you're starting P24, buddy. So you got a long way. You got a lot of cars in front of you.
Yeah. Unfortunately, me and Kyle got together in the heat race. It was just a racing thing, no intention there. Now I get to try to race for the hard charger. It might not be a bad thing. These are bigger cars on this track, so I think there's gonna be a lot of bumping and hopefully not a whole lot of cautions. I need some laps to get around people, but yeah, it should be a fun race.
Yeah, it'll be a race of patience for sure. So good luck tonight, and it's great talking to you, buddy.
All right, thanks, guys.
Good luck. Okay, well, they're getting ready to grid up here, and we'll wait for Kyle Parker, isn't it? Spangler's there already, and we just spoke to. So on the pole is Patrick Spangler with Kyle Parker will be on his outside once he grids. And in row 2, a couple of Krite Sim Racing Team teammates, Preston Cranmer and Terry Landis in his decked out Yoo-Hoo 661. Row 3, we got David Garman and Nick King. Row 4, David Castelli and Field Miller. Then we got Trent Brenneman, that's Lane Snook's brother. See if Lane can come up and beat him. Lane kind of claims that he beats him most nights, so we'll see. And on his outside, Dan McLaren. Then we got Joe Halter and GJ Boydell. John Hine, third place in the standings, and he's got a little bit of work to do. And he's out back there with Brennan Lacey. Lance Ripka and Nathan Hall. Then Lane Snook and Brandon Templeton, followed by Andrew Smith and Steven Spees. And then the guys that transferred, Andy Piercefield, Jeffrey Barker, Barry Goldner, and Nick Vickery.
All right, Roger. Wow. Our feature here tonight.
We're going to have a big race here tonight, buddy, and then we've got that enduro. See if anybody ends up in the lake.
No doubt. Well, I'll tell you what, we got our Icon Sim Sports here feature. Like you said, 24 of the best here at the GForce Racing League. And sorry about that, folks. I had to step away for a minute. And right now, Patrick Spangler out front. I think that's probably the safest place to be is out front.
Oh, yeah. You want to be there and you want to stay up there as long as you can.
Right now, we're watching Terry Landis right now. Boy, I tell you what, he's just getting shook up like a bottle of Yoo-Hoo out there. He's in the wall, slapping side by side. Yellow flags out. Oh, Lance Ripka. What's that?
Just wondering if they got to send the cleanup crew to wipe up all the chocolate milk.
Oh, I tell you, it's crazy. Lance Ripka in the back here. Let's watch this replay, Malcolm Mills replay. Yeah, you can already see him back there. Those guys were just beating and banging. Unfortunately, just got turned right there. Lance did. Ouch. Right around. And well, Patrick Spangler out front. Like you said, he wants to stay out front. I got Kyle Parker. I said, Kyle, this is probably the race that he was probably, checking on the calendar, wanting to check off on the calendar here, looking forward to, because this is his hot seat. Late models. He gets it done on Friday nights. Wants to look good here.
Yeah, we should give another shout out to VMR Wraps, who has sponsored the Pro Lates on Friday night.
Hey, you want to look good? Look very good out here. Check them guys out there. VMR Wraps, new sponsor coming on board. Definitely appreciate that. I mean, the title sponsor on the Friday nights there for these guys for the late models. Actually, one of the sponsors earlier on our qualifying session. Good to see them coming on board. Like we said, Kyle Parker hanging on right there with Patrick Spangler out front. Looks like single file start. These guys can get done. Get the one there. The hammer. It's gone. Parker. Preston Cranmer having a good run too, hanging on to third.
Yeah, and he's got some space around them, which is always good. Somebody's in the wall there a bit, but they recovered.
That's actually looks like Patrick Spangler got up there on the wall a little bit. Kyle Parker puts a slide job on him.
Another caution, Joe.
Ouch. Oh, Trent Brenneman. Back on a Malcolm Mills replay. Check out what happened to Trent. He's back here in the back. Bit of sideways right there, and then got a little bit just out of kind of out of control. Split it around. Back on the, we'll go back to green here again. Appreciate the guys at Malcolm Mills, always coming on board here, doing an outstanding, been a long time supporter here of the league, long time supporter of our replays. I know everybody, you know, real life, everybody likes watching crashes. You know, Roger, you like watching the crashes?
Oh, I can't. I got to say, I don't go to the races to see the crashes, but you always watch the replays, of course, and watch them over and over. So as long as nobody's hurt, it's.
And it's spectacular with some of the safety stuff they've got nowadays. I mean, that really comes to mind. Last year, Daytona, Ryan Newman. Yeah, that one right there probably is a testament to safety. If anything, that I do not know how to this day he walked out of that car or survived that. So it was a unfortunate way that it hit. It's just unique. That usually just would never. It's a long shot that it would happen, but two, just for him to be alive today. So thankfully, all the advancements in safety, and I know it strings over to the dirt side of things too, because some of the crashes these guys have can be pretty harsh. Also, on the dirt side, they're running some pretty good speed. I've seen some guys get caught in these catch fences and whatnot. Getting set to go back green. Kyle Parker, like we said before, he's the man out here. And when he can get done, he has jumped out front. He loves these late models here as we're back green. We got the old Patrick Spangler right there, Preston Cranmer. Let's go about the middle of the pack here and look, because you got it's a traffic jam. Oh, Terry Landis kind of stopped in the middle of the track. That is not what you want to do. I don't know if he kind of caught one of the tires and it kind of just upset the car. We got one around. Yeah, GJ Boydell's around. I think that's basically maybe a product of everybody just got checked up. Looks like Terry Landis early on maybe caught that inside tire, and when it did, the car just stopped and he almost got run over. Yeah, and then I think GJ Boydell pretty much had to check up, and then he kind of, in a nutshell, the guys behind him got into him. Nothing they could do. It's just kind of a chain reaction of events right there that happened.
Yeah, they had nowhere to go. You know, it's unfortunate. I think you're right. Terry got into those tires and just slowed them right down.
It did, and a lot of times with the tires the way they are on this track, you can kind of go over them. I mean, some of the other tracks they're kind of laying down. You can't do it. You'll run right into them. You'll crash. But here you can kind of go over them. But again, you got to be very careful because it can upset the car. It can upset the rear end a lot.
I can relate to that, Joe. I don't know if you remember the Legends race last week.
yeah.
Those tires were safe. I ended up getting that big donut for lunch there.
No, you got the big one on the entrance of the pit. I think it was.
Those little ones. I like them. You can run over them and not cause too much trouble. But obviously, you hit them wrong way, like I did and like Terry did. It's trouble.
All right. Well, tell you what, folks. We did some slate models here tonight, and we got a feature one for you coming up after this. We're going to call it an endurance race with the street stocks, but you might as well just call it an endurance demo derby, because it's a no holds barred kind of race. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be interesting to see. But Kyle Parker gets another good shot out front. Patrick Spangler there in second. These guys are still 2 and 3 wide. They're upset back there. Field Miller. We got a car upside down. That is Preston Cranmer, John Hine and company, and we got cars everywhere. That one actually started. What's that?
It looked like they were going to straight, like there's a few beating and banging on turn 2, and I thought they'd get it together, and then it just...
Watching that replay right there, Preston Cranmer just got ping-pong balled around. You see, unfortunately got Brendan Lacey, John Hine, Steven Spees. Brendan Lacey was all involved in it, but you're right. They looked like they were going to get it straightened out, but Preston was kind of getting just his car was just so out of shape. He was just kind of getting ping-ponged off of the car, inside, outside. And then, and I know these cars are built almost like a ramp. It doesn't take much to kind of shovel that front end up underneath somebody and send the other car sailing.
Oh, you've got that right for sure. Yeah, poor old Preston, he ping-ponged about 4 times there before it finally settled down. But at least he was going the right direction when I was over. A few of the guys were looking the other way.
Absolutely, and he was able to recover that too, so didn't lose too much on it. See if he's able to bounce back here.
Looks like they pushed him to the back.
Pushed him to the back. Okay. I hate that on that one, his end. He's going to have a long way to go to try to get to the front. We'll see if he's able to do it. Green flag's back out. Kyle Parker again out front there. Patrick Spangler along with it. Down low. Patrick's going to try the low line here on Kyle. Kyle's got that top lane rolling. You've got David Garman right there in third place. Nick King. All right, Heather and y'all out there calm down. I don't want y'all tearing up the living room because King's up in fourth. We got David Castelli.
Castelli.
Right? Castelli. I tell you what, all right, I'm batting on 2 tonight. I'm getting good. And look out. Here comes Lane Snook. He's like, give me a few more caution, guys. I'll be up here. He's up to 6. I think he started way back in the 15th place spot or something like that.
Yeah.
I think it was, yeah. So he's up there pretty good, but he's in the middle right there in the kind of danger zone. You can see them guys back there battling it out. He's got Jeffrey Barker, Brandon Templeton. I think it's some good action going on. That's around about 7th, 8th place spot in this field right now. Car around. I'm not sure who that is. That is actually, Preston Cranmer again gets involved. But I don't think that was him. I think it was David Garman. Actually was the initial car that started on that one. Yep, David Garman went to a slider in there and got caught into it. And I'm not sure how Preston Cranmer got Preston wrecked. I don't know, maybe Preston had to get on heavy on the brakes.
He got turned.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't see that one on the replay there, but our Malcolm Mills replay there, folks, as we were watching it kind of live. We saw a little bit live there unfolding. So, well, Kyle Parker still the man up front. And look who's in second. Well, all right, I got to say it. Nikki or Heather and all y'all guys out there, y'all calm down. All right, Nikki, Nate, y'all don't get excited. That's a fan club, by the way, Roger. They root for those. They root for those guys week in and week out on Friday nights.
Week in and week out, I know they're always there watching, and we really appreciate that.
No doubt, enjoy it. So don't tear up the living room cheering. Green flag's back out. Kyle Parker, boy, he is getting that jump though. Got Patrick Spangler there along with old Nick King and company. Down low here, they're going to take it 3 wide. I got a feeling it's almost like the 305s here, Roger. You got to be a little aggressive on the start to try to get a look at this 4 wide coming on a second, third place.
That's crazy. Lane Stuck's in there. He's in the hunt.
David
Still
Garman.
a lot of race to.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, a lot of racing to go, and I still got to take it back. I think you've got to be a little bit aggressive with these cars early on to get the track position, because it seems like it's almost like it was with the 305s. Even though you got more horsepower with these cars, you can slide them a little bit more. They still, when that fixed setup, you can only do so much. Lane, like you said, hanging on 6 spots, kind of just trapped where he is. GJ Boydell's wrecked in the back. We're still in the green so far. And all Kyle Parker, though. Parker says, I know these cars. It don't matter what it is. Andy Piercefield around in the back. Yellow's out on that one, though. Yep. Go and see if Andy Piercefield or Malcolm Mills replay here. Because I saw him where he spun. Oh, he just got up into the wall, and then I don't know where he's going from there. Wow. Spectacular crash. But then it had to be Joe Halter that actually the caution came out for. So let's go back one more time here on the Malcolm Mills replay and see. So kind of 2 incidents right there. We saw Andy Piercefield take shot to the infield and hit the inside pole. And then Joe Halter right here ended up upside down somehow. We're watching this replay real quick. He's down low there, folks. As he's kind of in the middle of cars. I don't know if maybe he got a little help from behind. I can tagged a little bit there. The next thing you know, kind of got out of shape, and then it just kind of ping-ponged around. He got in the wall and flipped that thing over.
Yeah, Andy Piercefield, like, he almost took that lit sign out at the field. He went flying.
That was wild. Looks like Lernersville almost out. You see those cars going out there.
I've been watching Lane. He's been running high. He's been running low. He's been searching for the spots. Like, he's been all over the track trying to find the right line.
And he's got time where he's at in 6th, but, time is running out. He's going to have to get a good start and a good restart here, and you see him right there try. But Kyle Parker is the man here. He just gets that jump out front. It's going to be hard to run him down. You got Patrick Spangler, Nick King, Phil Miller right there, so it's a good battle from second on back. David Castelli right there with it. He's sitting in the 5th place spot. Jeffrey Barker and company. All these guys are door to door right now.
Making that inside starting to work.
Trying to get that thing at the inside to work. Look at them 3 wide there for second place. Spangler, King, Miller. All these guys coming up to the field, and you've got David right behind them. Here comes Snook up to 5th place. Still 3 wide. Beating and banging. Kyle Parker's loving what he's seeing because he's just walking off into the sunset.
I know we've had a few cautions here, but the driving skills here are just crazy because these guys are just driving within inches of each other constantly.
And that's what I've always said. Caution's out right now. It looks like maybe John Hine, Barry Goldner in the back. Unfortunately, let's go to Malcolm Mills replay. You see Hine back there in the back. Oh, Goldner got into the wall. Hine had nowhere to go. Boy, Goldner hit that wall hard and went upside down. So, out. Going to put us in essentially a. Now we still got 12 to go. We got 12 to go. Yeah,
about 12 to go. And Lane, he was poking his nose in at second there a couple of times, so could get interesting. Field out there blinking a little bit. That's not what you want to see on the track. See him come back, so that's.
Yeah, we'll let the admins will probably have to, if he keeps it up, admins will probably talk to him on that one, man, 'cause that's something that, and folks, are just things you can't control. We are on a virtual world. We chalk that up as to battery or tire problems in the real world. There's just some things, Mother Nature, internet, power outages you just can't control. Blinking is one of them. So the admins, maybe after a while, if they feel like it's a lot, ask if he can move out the way or so forth, so it doesn't become a hindrance to anybody. That's actually what it looks like it's done.
Green flag.
Field has dropped back. We're back green. And actually, by that puts Lane up and around about the 3rd place spot there, along with Patrick Spangler. So we'll see what happens. Kyle Parker, though, I don't know. Kyle's been on point. He loves these late model cars.
The back half of the field couldn't get around the first turn there. They got all bottled up.
See that. Let's go back. Looks like Nicholas Victory involved. So let's go back on the Malcolm Mills replay. Slowed him up real quick. Oh, Victory just went around, and from there, kind of got tagged up into the wall real quick. But yeah, just unfortunate on his end. Okay, it's going to get interesting up front here. You've got Parker, who has just been on point all night long. And we talked about it last week when we come to this late model. It probably was going to be his race here. Maybe.
I wonder if it's going to be a file restart, because they didn't even get a lap in there. And sometimes iRacing will reset it to go single file. We'll see.
All right.
Don't really know until there's one to go.
Yeah, and that's pretty quick. How you going, T? How you doing? Go Warriors 43. Oh, okay. See, I told you, Roger. Fan club.
Yep, that's
Nick
fan
King.
club.
Fan club. Green flag. Single file start. Kyle Parker gets another good jump out front, and Lane is going to try to hammer on the back end of Nick King there to get that 2nd place spot. And then see if he gets another caution and maybe get up there and rumble with Kyle. I don't know. Nobody's been able to give anything for Parker up front there. That the Spartan Racing team, a man is self. A little bit of side contact. Gotta love it. beating and banging for the lead or for the second place there. Oh, caution's out. Dan McLaren back on the Malcolm Mills replay and sees right down on the bottom there, out on the tires a little bit. Looked a little sideways and had a little help around. There you go.
You know, Joe, with Kyle Parker out in the front and the way he drives these things, if Lane Snook beats him, I think we'll have to send Lane's car to tech inspection, because I don't know if anybody can catch Parker now. So.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, that or send his rig out for inspection or something.
There you go.
Yeah, well, somebody drive to his house and say, "Look, we gotta inspect your equipment. We don't know what in the world."
We had him on the Pitside podcast the other night. I don't know if you saw that one.
I saw some of it,
yeah, and I don't know if he was slouched in his seat or not, but he could hardly see over the wheel.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. It was funny to see him.
Yeah, and you saw that famous piece of paper.
Yes, the famous piece of paper he has. He got all his sponsor. I call it it's his Christmas list right there. Man's got it going on. Young guy. It was awesome to see him out there. But I'm with you. These single file starts though, it benefits Kyle Parker hugely. If they get some double file restarts though, that's when I think it might help Lane. But the single file, you can see right there with the green flag fires, King's instantly able to protect that low line. Where it looks like Snook's wanting to go, Parker's staying up high, and that's the only place that Snook is. And if he can clear King here, maybe get another caution, which I hope he goes green the rest of the way, but I'm just saying that he's probably thinking if we can get another caution, maybe get right there on the back end of Parker. But we've not seen that low line pay dividends all night long, but he's trying to make it work right now.
Yeah, and it's Barker's still up there too, working that inside. So this ain't over yet.
No, it's not. Oh, two cars around. Yep, Jeffrey Barker. You just talked about it.
The announcer's curse. Joe.
Announcer's curse. That's it. Went around him and David. See what happened right here. It looks like the 18 got in the tires and Barker had nowhere to go. Just kind of got in the back end of him, and from there it's just kind of a checkup game between the three of them. That's a Malcolm Mills replay there, but Snook was able to get around King, so now it's going to be interesting. Is Kyle Parker worried? That's the question. I mean, if Snook, even if he doesn't win this is just you folks. You're witnessing something here on iRacing that is just. I have not seen Roger since I did a league with a gentleman who is now a pro driver in the NASCAR iRacing Esports NASCAR series. And he dominated that series. When I say dominated, they had a 15 race series. They had a 15 race season. And out of 15 races, he would win 11 or 12. Okay? It's a domination. I have not seen domination like that, like this right here, since I've done that. So
yeah, they're all driving the same car. That's
what. Yeah. So and it's just awesome to see. Sometimes you see it. Sometimes you see just somebody just rise to the top, as always say Cream does. But I don't know. Can he get up there to Kyle Parker? Parker's one of those, man. And he's kind of a super late model ringer. And, even Lane Snook, and when he said earlier, well, I'm just not very confident in these things. And I'm sitting going, he said that in the Legend, went out there and dominated. He's there. I don't know. Parker's worried or not.
Right. Good run going for third place, too, as
It is.
Front runners.
You got Patrick Spangler right there. He's going to tear down the back end of Nick King. King's in that third place. And, hang on to it, Spangler. Drove that thing in there a little bit sideways. You got Jeffrey Barker, who got caught up in that wreck earlier. Oh, yellow flag's out. Terry Landis. Back here on the Malcolm Mills replay to see what happened to the Yoo-Hoo machine. And he just got hit and then stopped a little bit. I don't know if that maybe checked up the field, and then he just drove it in the turn and lost it. And looks like that's, not sure who that else that was that got into him, but yeah, just kind of drove it in the turn and lost it. It's like just tried to send it into the turn a little bit too hard.
Yeah, it did. Joe, just one more chance. We won't get much of a chance in the next race. It'll be crazy. So, Lynn's Huggables, it's kids' night, and all you got to do is go to GForceRL.com and enter the contest to win a free Huggable for any child 12 and under. Just and if you got 8 kids, put all 8 kids in, and somebody will that draw goes. Deadline is Friday night, and the draw will be Saturday. And we're talking about the different events next week, Joe. We got the Dirt Mods, the A Division Dirt Mods coming in. We'll have the 305s, the hometown 305s, and the hometown Bandit 410s, and we'll have as the special guests, we'll have the Dirt Mod A Division.
Nice. And you cracked me up, our minute, Roger. If you got 8 kids, folks, got your hands full and you've been busy. That's all I got to say. So, Kyle Parker did not get the start he wanted. Boy, he had to cut that inside lane. Baby Snook is worrying Parker a little bit up front. He got off the groove just a little bit there, though, and you've got now Nick King going to breathe down the back end. So a good battle up front. I'll have to check out the little Huggable things. White flag one more time. Kyle Parker, he's out front far enough, I think, at this moment. Far enough away, the battle's going to be for second place, and oh, wow, almost got turned.
Banging.
Yep, coming out of 4. Parker's going to win it. Snook's going to come home in second. Nick King in third. Patrick Spangler comes home in 4th. Boy, I love that. A little beating and banging. Nothing wrong with that, too. Love those guys getting out there just kind of.
Hey, Joe.
I love that. What's that?
You know, the infield is the grass has been mowed on the inside turns with all the guys.
I see that. I've never noticed that. But so landscaping getting a little help out here tonight. They gotta love it. They're gonna probably appreciate it, guys, as always. We'll see if we can't get these 3 guys up here: Nick King, Lane Snook, and old Kyle Parker up here and get a word with them because it was an awesome run here tonight, folks. So, wow, I love it. All right.
We're just waiting for Nick King.
Lane Snook let you get a word with him.
Okay. And the mayor of Cedar Lake, Lane Snook, buddy. You didn't quite pull it off, but boy, you put on another great show.
Yeah,
He's got his fan club in the back.
Yeah, even the dogs are all excited for him. Still there, Lane?
They're excited Mom's home.
I think they're excited because you beat your brother, Trent.
No. But I think if I wouldn't have hit the wall on my restart right there, I probably could have had something for Kyle, but it's all good. He ran a good race.
Well, and you ran a mighty fine race yourself, buddy, and congrats on that. And are you going to enter the next race?
Yep.
It's gonna be a crazy one. So you'll really be challenged in that one because there's going to be a lot of cars and a lot of beating and banging. So good luck in that one. You're putting on another great show tonight as you do every week, buddy. And congrats. Anybody? Well, I know who you want to thank. Get that piece of paper out and let's let her rip.
Velocity Designs, Vanderbilt Racing, Jesse Brandon, Golden Noonan, Lacey, JP, Fitzy, Dirt Doctor Trucking, Val.com, Powerhouse, Megasource, Wagner Brothers. You guys for the broadcast, the guys for in the league for putting this stuff on. Universal Settlement Service, Stack on Howard Associates, Keystone Alliance, KKP, Keystone Voting Products, Fox's Pizza Den, Mexican Ridge Beef Farm, Snook Nip Designs, and Blue Hatcher.
And your dogs.
Yep.
Thanks a lot, buddy, and good luck in the next race.
Thank you.
Take place, man, right there, young man Lane Snook doing great things here. Let's bring up 3rd place man here, Nick King. Get a word with him.
How you doing, Joe? Roger.
Great. You want to do this one, Joe? Because you're one of the honorable members of his fan club, I think here.
Well, you know what? I tell you what. Week in and week out, you definitely got a fan club. I tell them don't tear the house up because I know they're probably jumping up and down out there as always. But Nick, you had the young man come by you. Was there anything else you could have done to maybe sneak back by him?
I try to run as clean as I possibly can, Joe, and that's the big thing. He got the run on me on the low side. He was definitely fast down there, and it finished the way it finished on that, sir.
I liked it. You know, a little bit of side by side, you know, trading some pain as always, getting right there on the short track side of racing. You can do that in these late models. And definitely I see you on Friday nights doing it a lot. But came home in second here tonight. Are you pumped up maybe for this next one here?
Yeah, I'm unfortunately not going to be here for Friday night or for the next month. I'm going to be leaving for about a month. Yeah, so I'm going to drop back in points, and I'm going to come back strong and ready to work my way back up. So
Okay, all right. Are you going to be in the next race here coming up, the endurance race?
I might. I'll talk to the wife, see if she's okay with it.
Tell her to go and take a nap or something. I mean, I know that always don't work, but anyways, you got anybody you want to thank for a good run here tonight?
Yeah, obviously I want to thank my wife, my mom, as always. They're a huge part of my fan club. All the guys over at Warrior Apps making the cars look good. And guys over in Motorsports helping put in the work. All the teammates that ran tonight. Venom PC Track Racer, Buck Kicker, Shady Rays, Rays Energy. Obviously, you guys over at OSR, Roger, Joe, both of you guys put on a good league. Joe, you do awesome broadcasting, keeping the fans involved and everything like that.
Tell you what, as always, man, it's a pleasure watching out there. Y'all make the action man excited to watch here, and that was a good run there to the end. Coming home in third here tonight.
Yep, appreciate it, sir.
All right, there we go. It says, hey, Joe, don't tempt me with a good time. That's what Heather said out there. So there you go. All right, I just had to get that one out. So, all right. I meant for you to go to sleep. All right, hold on a minute. This is a kid-friendly show here. Hold on. But anyways, we got our winner here tonight. Kyle Parker, the man up here. You know, we see him on Friday nights. He runs the late models. I know you were chomping at the bit with this one to come up on the calendar.
Oh, yeah, man. I was definitely looking forward to this one for sure. Those sprints, man, I took a year off, and, man, they're a little bit different. You know, they turn a little bit quicker than the modifieds and the Pro Lates. So,
man, let me ask a question, though. Was you a little worried about that young man who was sneaking up in your rear view?
no, I knew if I hit my marks, man, it would have been hard to pass me anyways. And then I had Tom Taylor spotting for me, so he kind of let me know where it was, and he just like, dude, keep hitting your spots. You've been fast all night. Shouldn't be an issue. So he's been, gotta give it to Lane though, man. He's been driving his ass off, man. Not gonna lie. So
it's been fun to watch, but I knew coming into late models you were pretty much one of the top favorites to get this thing done. I mean, that Spartan Racing team you got over there is definitely bad fast. Got a new sponsor coming on board for the Friday nights, VMR Wraps. That's exciting stuff there. But
yes,
hey,
sir.
You pulled this thing off here tonight, here for the hometown heroes and the late models. You going to be there for the next one here?
Yeah, I'm actually. I just made it in.
Yeah, we're running a little behind, but I mean,
we got to go, Joe, because they just gridded. So
wow.
Yeah.
Well, then, I'm sorry, folks. We got to go.
Yeah,
But Kyle,
we can skip the thank yous and everything.
Yeah, Kyle, appreciate you coming up. I didn't know we was that far behind. Right.
We'll catch you in a minute.
Folks, we'll be right back. All right, folks, welcome back. And I tell you what, we're a little bit behind, a little bit late start, but that's all right. Definitely. Now, this here, what are we calling this here, Roger?
This is a 75-lap street stock enduro. Presented by Lynn's Huggables. I don't think there's much hugging going to be going on tonight, Joe.
Yeah, no doubt. Like we said, there's a caution right now because obviously we were running a little behind on the other races and they threw it so I could get in here to the server. But there will be no cautions here when this thing goes green officially. Let's say it that way. As we're going to get set, going to be 75 laps, probably about 73 to go here. Anything goes. That's the biggest thing with what we're about to see. Kind of a no holds barred. And you know and I know, guys, when it comes to the street stocks, you can get out there and do a lot of rubbing and beating and banging.
Yeah, these cars will take a lot.
33 cars here, Joe, and your challenge is to figure out who's on the lead lap by the time we get down to the end, because it's just going to be nuts.
That's what the ticker's for. The ticker will keep me in line on that one. So we already got a big one in the back, though. GJ Boy Dale, he's around back there. The good thing is my little my thing, and unfortunately right there's what's going to happen to the leader. Man, Zach Chapman was out front, got caught up into that incident. As you got Tom Taylor's around. Yeah, that's the good thing about having all this info I got scrolling over here. I can see who's crashing and who's not. I've done a lot of road racing. Road racing, they don't have any cautions. So you definitely get to keep up. And look at this. Carnage on the back stretch. And my question is, what car's going to be left?
They get that, so it's unlimited incidents. Normally it's 15 incidents and you're disqualified, but tonight it's unlimited. And
but what car's going to be left? Like, I mean, as far as like, are they going to have enough car left?
Well, they can go. It's unlimited free repairs. The only problem then is they have to pit and they'll lose some laps. But that might be part of the strategy is to turn 3 and 4. And everybody's just beating and banging.
This is kind of just ride around the track and dodge bullets, so to speak. Aiden Young is a man up front right now, but you got Aiden right there had to get heavy on the binders. Never mind, he's upside down, and somebody's helping him around the track.
There's a lot of smoke on the track tonight, Joe.
I see it. It's crazy. Daniel Vault now is taking over the top spot. Nicholas Victory's hanging on to second. Chris Whipple's around. I mean, you just, like you said, we got one car. He's dead on the infield there and then just got slapped.
Chris Schaefer. You guys stay upside down. Hope somebody will tag him and end it up.
I think that's what's happening with the one car sitting there in the infield. He's just kind of there hoping, hey, somebody just hits me and hard enough knocks me over. Right now, Daniel Vaught's the man holding on the top spot. Nicholas Victory right there in second. Zach Chapman's been able to move back. Let's see.
Kramer's in fourth.
Yeah, Kramer's up there in fourth place spot. Let's see if, and he's actually not too far off the back end there, Zach Chapman. We'll see. Oh, good thing Kramer went high there because 2 cars down low came together. A lot of guys in the back here. Brendan Lacey. Troy Stewart around. Troy is upside down. Unfortunately, that is not the best way to get out around the track.
You take your life in your pulling out of the pits there, a pit row. I've seen guys get pegged just as they're poking their nose out.
Well, this right here, this kind of race right here, going to test your patience on what in the world, what do you got to do? Because you basically just out there just dodging bullets so far. I don't know who that is right there. It's kind of a modified running around on the track.
Yeah, one thing about this, actually, it can actually improve your racecraft just a little bit on wreck avoidance and learning to anticipate stuff. So if you are looking ahead and you see the trouble, you can attempt to get around it anyway. It might help a little bit.
And you're right there, it will. You got Daniel Vault right now. He is battling. He's in the lead. He's around a bunch of lap machines right there. You see him in that yellow machine. Just being kind of... See, here's a race where fast probably won't be the way to win. Careful, and like you said, avoidance, and then hoping some guy don't get up underneath you like that. And then if you do get a guy like that up underneath you, the best thing to do is just let him go, because then Preston Kramer just shot right by you.
Joe, you got to be careful coming down the front straight, because if you're on the outside by the wall, if the guy on the inside doesn't give at all, you end up going straight down the pits, whether you're not full bore.
Well, Daniel Vaught's car right now is a walking crab. That thing is all sideways. He is all jacked up. He's eventually probably have to go into the pits. I don't know. He's hanging on to second. Cranmer was able to take the lead, but I go back to like the kind of race like right here. It's kind of a race where you just speed, or the top speed probably is not the best way around the track. It's just, like I said, wreck avoidance and Jeffrey Kemper. I mean, that car's turned into a full-on modified out there. Wow, he's going to take it on to get him a fast fix done. Trent, what's that?
As I said, I'd sure like to be in some of these guys' Discord channels, and I'm sure there's some scores being settled and some new scores being opened.
That was one reason why I did want to race this, John, because there was a few guys who wanted to score and settle with. Well,
right now it's all Preston Cranmer. He's out front. He's got he's
my teammate, so I'm pulling for Preston there.
Well, right now he's got a clean track, and he's looking pretty good.
He's beating the crap out of all those gambler guys. That's the thing that.
Well, you got to look. He did something smart right there. I got to give him credit. He's got a lap car right there on his inside, and that lap car came up, got in his door a little bit. He let that lap car go. Normally, you would just blow him by him. In a race like this where anything goes, and now you had to check up just a little bit right there as the lap car got in front of it. But anything goes, like I said before, you might just have to play that patience game and let him go. But so far, so good. He's out front. Daniel Vault still with that crab walking machines hanging on to second. But
he's chasing down the C2C guy too with that crab. Yeah. So I'm rooting for my teammate. If Roger can open up for his, pulling for mine.
Hey, well, there you go. I'm gonna stay unbiased up here and just say whoever finishes first. And Trent right there was running in third. Never mind. Lance Ripka gets by. They got together right there, Trent. And then he just got destroyed on the track.
One thing to take note of here is I'm looking at the standings now. It's only 6 guys are left on the lead lap at this point.
Oh, yeah.
So,
you rewind Preston Cranmer's accident. He almost cleared the billboard. Somebody just put him right out of the park.
Let's go. Let's go back. Back on the Malcolm Mills replay here. Watch it one more time. Preston's right there. Unfortunately, he was out front. It's just like I say, it's just kind of a patience game. Sometimes wrong place, wrong time. Oh, yeah, well, I might better call Preston and make sure he didn't fall out of his rig because they just shot him to the moon.
Yeah, I was about to say, I hate to date myself, but to the moon, Alice, but to the moon, Preston.
Woo! Wow. And that puts Daniel Vault out front. We'll see if he can hang on to it. It's still carnage all over the track. He's just, at this point, Daniel, it's going to just have to play the patience game and be, like I said, I think in a race like this, slow is the way to go. But then
again, now the problem is when you got that number one, guys start targeting you there, and that's kind of what happened there. But we're down to 3 guys on the lead lap now.
Well, even when they target you like that, know the situation and go, you know what? Let them go. Just let them go. Sometimes maybe just ease off that throttle and just let them go on by and just play the slow card, route. Because like you said, a lot of these guys are laps down. You got to look at our third place man, Trent right here, who is in third. He's right a little bit far off, though, from Daniel Vaughan, who is in second now. Lance Ripken's the man out front. So Lance was able to get around Daniel, who was leading it. We'll see if old Lance is going to be able to clear a lot of these guys. Do you know what the thing is? And never mind, Lance just got took out. Oh, and then he got into Daniel. Daniel nowhere to go. Crunched the front end of that car.
Maybe it'll straighten it out a little.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, and Lance still just getting knocked around. We got a car up in the air.
Wow, victory.
Ouch. So Daniel Vault right now still running. If that thing will make it to the end, that's the question. He took a hard lick to it. I hope no motor damage. Folks, we're only on lap 32. Now, here's the question. And from what I see, there's still 4 cars on the lead lap. Well, there was 4 cars. I think you just saw Cecil Kirkpatrick go up on the wall there. My thing is, Daniel took a hard hit to that front. Will that motor last for another 50 laps?
Who knows? We're going to find out together.
Yeah, right now he's out front. He's playing a pretty good strategy right now, just kind of just slow and smooth around and hope nobody gets into him. And hope nobody just falls in front of him right there. As you still see Trent hanging on to second, Lance right there in the third place spot. And
Hey, Joe.
yes,
I'm going to see if I can go down and find a few of these drivers, see how they're making out. I might bring a few up.
well, as long as they're on, I don't want to bring them up while they're racing.
It's
That's
okay
kind of
tonight.
one of my rules. I mean, these guys are busy. They're busy on the track, Roger.
Yeah, but not on this. They're out there. I'm sure they're having fun. I know when we did this before, I was in my group's chat there, and those guys were having a good time. I didn't do it, but
Why didn't you do it, John? Why
this is
didn't you get out there, Roger? Why didn't y'all get out there and do this?
Well, I don't know. You know, I'm not good in these cars, and I don't know. I don't find this very fun.
I don't really think you got to be good in this kind of race in these cars.
True.
Well, I'm just saying. But I probably could do this, guys. I could get over there and do this now. I'm good at wrecking. I mean, Roger, get the Pabst Blue Ribbons machine out.
Yeah, we were pretty good at it last race in the late models, so I mean, I guess just carrying on over.
Yeah. Well, you see Trent right there hanging on to the second place spot. Daniel right out front, still leading it. And, you know, he's playing a good strategy. I got to give Daniel credit. Try to avoid it.
Trent's coming, though. He had a 10-second lead on him a couple laps ago, and now it's down to 4.
Trent just got involved in a wreck.
Uh-oh.
So that's going to cut that down. Lance is actually going to be the man coming through, trying down low here a little bit. Trent's right there. Yeah, he's in second. You're right, but it's still a 12-second gap between Daniel and Trent. And actually,
that's how fast things change, because it happened right as I was talking about him.
And Daniel, as far as what he's doing out there, he's playing the right game. Slow, steady. Try to avoid everything you possibly can. I mean, sometimes you can't, but try not to put yourself in a predicament, because I've said it many times. In a race like this, it's just chaos out there. It really isn't the fastest car that's going to win this thing, and obviously it's not going to be the most.
Yeah, and I'm not look pretty. I'm not sure if these guys thinking about it, but I mean, if I was in Daniel's shoes, I'd try to find one of my teammates and get a wingman.
Your teammates, guys. I got one of mine in the room here. I got Preston Cramner, who made a spectacular exit from first place, and then ran into some unfortunate situations. Preston, tell them what happened.
Well, so I was clipping along pretty good. I think I probably had about a half a track lead, and somebody was waiting for me in the corner. I tried to go high. I thought they were dead on the track, and I tried to go around the top, but they moved just a touch and launched me pretty good over the wall. And now I'm sitting in the pits. Can't get my fast repair for some reason, so I can't get back out on the track because the motor's dead.
You tried to go out of the session and back in, and that.
Oh yeah, I've exited, reloaded. I mean, I was praying for anything, but nothing seems to work here, so I'm not sure what's going on.
Tough ending for teammate Preston Cranmer tonight, but you were running really good there, buddy. But we got lots of action we need to get back to.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what. In the meantime, watching the leader here, Daniel Vaught, I got to give him credit for some avoidance right there, because he had 2 close calls. Car just spun out right in front of him. He slowed down just enough, saw what was going on, then had another one right there near him. One of them just took the donut out there on the inside. But Daniel's doing what he needs to do. Slow and steady, and then right there he sees another car doing a spin top and just slowed down enough, went on around him. That's what you got to do.
Daniel being one of my teammates, so I'm around him a lot, and he is a smart cat behind the wheel, and of all of us gambler drivers, he's actually probably the most patient. So I'm not really too surprised that he's excelling here. I hope he can hold out here for another.
Lance Ripken just went into the pits, and he just lapped him, so that's going to only put Trent Brennerman on the lead lap.
There's a guy, I don't know if he's still there, on the front straight spinning. And man, if he has VR on, he'll be puking any minute now. I think
that's
he's finally
what I'm
left
saying.
the track. It was just unbelievable.
Well, Daniel's doing what he needs to do. avoid everything on the track. Cause pretty much that's just what you got to do on a race like this. And now he's just slow down, just go through it.
Yeah, we're down. We're down to 2 on the lead lap. One lap behind, and now they're 2 laps behind. So first and second have a 2-lap advantage now on the field.
Oh, and it seems like Ben Trent every time he turns around. Actually, Daniel's right behind Trent, so you're about to have the leader be the only man on the thing. And I gotta have to say this, since it's all no holds barred. If I was Trent, you ain't coming around me. I'm sorry, Daniel. I mean, and that's all fair in this kind of racing. Normally we don't say that. Normally say, no, we don't want to see that. But if I'm Trent, yeah, Daniel, you're not making it around me easily. Let's say it that way. And actually, I'm gonna go out on a limb, guys. And I know it's a teammate down there and all, but if I was Trent, that would probably be my game plan, is to make sure Daniel somehow slides off the track. I never thought I'd say that on the broadcast, but you know, I never thought I'd say it.
And Kyle Parker just took care of that, so.
Oh, man. Yeah, and Daniel Vault's motor is blown, so he's going to have to tow it. If we can't go back on the replay real quick, Malcolm Mills replay, just get a shot, because we were watching Trent in the meantime.
He's straight replay.
So
I think he.
Crab walking. Hang on a second. Let me get through the replay. Crab walking on the replay, and then maybe somebody on the broadcast heard me about take the leader out, because he just got took out. Wow.
Yep. He just straight lined right into him.
So now that puts, unfortunately, did Daniel not use his fast fix anymore?
Well, I think he might have the same problem as Preston because it blew his motor and maybe not letting him go.
Yeah. Oh, and somebody just took the leader out. Trent.
Yep. Yeah.
So maybe somebody's listening to us up here going, okay, we take these leaders out, we're going to get back on the lead lap. Now Trent's car is like, okay, from a strategy standpoint here, we saw what Daniel was doing, and it was an awesome strategy.
Yes.
What does Trent do? Crawl around this track?
Same thing. Just try to stay away from guys, and he's got a target now. And
that car don't look like it wants to turn at all.
Yeah, I mean, you saw what Kyle did. He took your advice and just went right after him. And there's a lot of guys in the field that'll do the same thing. So, but I got a new teammate now in second, Aiden Young there. So all is not lost for the Gambler guys yet.
No, it's not. Aiden is up there in the second. We can't count him out, because our leader just went a roundabout, got caught up in a huge mess right there. And
Daniel is back on the track.
Okay, good, awesome.
He's got a fresh ride, and he's only a lap down.
All right, so that would put Aiden Young back on the lead lap. Well, as I say that, never mind. He's out there and in the grass. And Daniel, is Daniel back on the lead lap? I think he is.
Yeah, they're both a lap down, yeah.
You got to remember, guys, Trent Brenneman has been watching his younger brother Lane dominate everything, so he'll probably do anything to win even this race, just to get something back.
And Daniel, evidently, according to the standings, just got back on the lead lap.
That's what I was saying. I said, well, on my screen, what happens over here on my standings thing is they go back white. So it looks like to me, Aiden and Daniel both are on the lead lap along with Trent. So we got 3 cars, and that will happen if enough carnage happens out there with the leader getting slowed down. Aiden right now got caught up a little bit. He's in second. Daniel, unfortunately, got caught in a mess. He's on the infield right now. Well, I'll tell you, if iRacing had a tire model on dirt, and somebody don't like Daniel. So that's twice. He went after him.
Yeah, Daniel is not an aggressive driver, but he's going to have to and start putting some of these guys up into the wall to get around here.
Well, I don't know if you saw what I saw right there. Somebody just drove right into him, and maybe he didn't pay off somebody right or something. It's just racing. We got a new leader. Well, we had a new leader, Aiden Young, but he's in the pits. That's going to put Trent right back in the lead.
Yep.
Until Zach comes up there and almost put Trent in the wall. It's crazy. Hope y'all enjoying it out there, folks.
It's This is not your norm, that's for sure.
No, like old Heather out there earlier on, she said, sleep is good time. I have 5 kids, so sleep is always good. Hey, I don't blame you. I got 2, and there you go.
Well, she needs to make sure she gets all those kids entered in the Lens Huggable's drop.
That's right. Yeah, get out, Heather, get out there and, put those things. I mean, obviously it's going on till, since we got all this here and we're just watching what's going on here, but real quick, the Lens Huggable, tonight, go on the GForce RL, definitely sign up there or go to Lens Huggable on, what you have, Facebook is what you said there, Roger?
Well, she's on Facebook, and she's also at lenshuggables.com.
lenshuggables.com. And obviously, we're going to be live here on the GForce Esports on Thursday and on Friday. So you got until Friday night, midnight, to get your entries in and get that stuff in there for them. So definitely check it out. Our leader just took out Zach Chapman and Lewis right there, spun him around. So get out the way. I'm coming through. But yeah, definitely check it out. Lens Huggables. I might check it out myself.
Yeah, she just started making gnomes now, so
okay.
She gets it to find something to make.
Aiden Young's. Hey, that's what you got to do. Keep busy. My wife did. She loves sewing too. There, so Roger, they got something in common. She loves. She made a bunch. This pandemic, unfortunately, I don't get too far off subject, but she made a bunch of masks and stuff too. So I always told her to make one with my logo on it. That'd be kind of cool. One with GForce on it. That'd be awesome.
It would be awesome. I got a sister-in-law that was making masks. She made me a whole bunch of checker flag masks, so that's what I wear all the time. This is a crazy race,
It's
man.
crazy. Aiden right now is in second, and he's closing in a little bit on Trent. And there you go.
He just got T-boned into the wall.
Zach Chapman.
Zach
Chapman.
And then Aiden got turned.
I think it was Zach. Is that Zach Chapman? Yep. Chapman was the one who
Chapman.
just went in there and obliterated him.
That was a team thing. He's with Gambler, so is Aiden, and they took out Trent. It's like roller derby out here, Joe.
It is, man. Roller derby on big cars. Well, Aiden's right there hanging on pretty good. Now he's got to avoid cars. The good thing about Aiden is he's got a slick machine right now.
10 to go.
10 to go. Well, I know these guys are probably thinking, man, is this thing over with? 10 to go, and this kind of racing going to be long. Boom! Somebody just took out Aiden.
Yep. Went right after him.
And he just got shot to the moon.
Yeah.
That puts Daniel Bott run again, I think.
But it's smart. Aiden's doing a smart move. Instantly went to the pits. Get that fast fix. Maybe get back out there because, he's leading. And he's on the lead lap. So he's got a little bit of time here. Looks like Daniel Vault's going to be the man to take back over the lead. Amazing how Daniel's been able to get back up there and
There's another way.
of the door.
There's another way of running these, Joe, that we've talked about, and it is like roller derby, where it's a team event, and one guy on the team has a Legends car, and the rest have all big body cars, and you got to protect the Legends car from being destroyed.
Well, Aiden was able to get into the pit, get off pit, and still stay on the lead, along with Daniel Vaught. Trent right there is hanging on to third. See what's going to happen with our leader. We're going to hold with him for a minute here because everybody's been in the lead. He's had a big target on their back so far. He's in a lot of traffic right now. And where's Aiden going?
Aiden was in the pits the last I saw him going in.
He's going into pits right now. But the car looked okay.
It must be a strat.
Oh, he went in and got a stop. He got some. Can you get black flags here?
I've been clearing them though.
Yeah, they've been getting cleared.
But well, he just went into the pits and did a stop and go.
That was for a free repair, so he's got a fresh car now.
But
that
he
might
had
be
a
part
fresh
of
car.
the
But he had a fresh car. That's what. I mean, anyways, hey, he went to pits. He's still the leader. You got Andrew Smith though now on the lead lap. Now you got 5 guys back on the lead lap. Daniel Vault, Trent right hanging on, and as I say that, Trent in trouble in third. Cecil back up to it. Jacob now moved into the lead lap, and Cecil's in trouble a little bit in the back. Andrew Smith up to the second place spot. It's all Aiden out front right now, though. And he's getting tagged by somebody right there. Beating and banging with him. Oh, just missed the back end of it. They tried to turn him around. And he's going back. Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's going back and getting another. And then somebody just destroyed him going into the pits.
Wow.
Hey, You know, what's that old saying? All fair in love and war.
Yeah, they're still wrecking each other in the pits.
Yep.
Oh, wow. So that puts Andrew Smith, who was in the lead, and this guy took out. Daniel Vault right there behind him. Got slowed up just a little bit at Cecil Kirkpatrick in the third place spot. Aiden Young still, and I don't know who just got shot to the moon. I think that was Jason Lugwood, I believe it was. Oh, man, I tell you. Carnage everywhere. I'm surprised with Daniel. I got to give Daniel hats off there. You know, he went in, the cars are just flipping everywhere. But my hats off to Daniel. Weathering the storm out here, guys. Weathering the storm.
It's about all
three,
you can.
Yeah, 3 to go, too. Oh, never mind the leader. Just got took out. That puts Daniel Vault in the lead, and then he just got took out. So I'm not even going to guess who's going to get this thing here. And then Daniel Vault got
Aiden's
hit.
coming. Oh, you guys got
Aiden got turned. Andrew's back in the lead.
Yeah, it looks like guys are now working for those guys up front and sitting and waiting on them.
Oh.
But the track looks a lot more empty than what it was, though.
It does. That's just crazy right there. You saw Daniel and Aiden was both trying to get out of the way. Next thing you know, they were getting hit. White flag one more time. I normally would say this. White flag, you can kill yourself, but they've been doing it the whole entire race. Kill each other. Won't matter what happens. But Andrew's not going to make it. I don't know who that came out of the pits to deliberately hit it. Cecil Kirkpatrick's going to take the lead and win this race tonight. Aiden Young's going to come home in second. Daniel Vault's going to bring it limping home in the third. You wanted crazy, folks. You got crazy. That was chaotic right there, but a lot of fun.
And how about that? 2 gambler drivers in the top 10 or top 3 on the podium. Nice job,
This is
guys.
wild. It's just wild to see crazy stuff out there all race long. Oh, man.
Cecil Kirkpatrick, we didn't mention, I don't think, all night long until the last lap.
He snuck up in there early on and, just had to avoid a lot of stuff. Andrew had it there for a minute, and then he just got, I don't know who it was that came out of the pit. They just pretty much put a target on his back, targeted him in turn 1 and took him out on the final lap. So let's see if we can get a few of these guys up here. We'll get a word from them. What a night it's been tonight for the Hometown Heroes. Folks, it's been a crazy one here. Hope y'all have enjoyed it so far.
We'll be back to normal racing next week.
Well, it's fun, though, to see. I mean, you get to talk about things you normally wouldn't talk about, the broadcast side of things, and kind of root for things you normally wouldn't see on the track. So it's kind of wild to see. But looks like we got our second place. I actually got a third place man here, Daniel Vault. Let's bring him up here and let's figure out which one y'all want to get a word with him.
Hey, Daniel. Nice job on your P3 up there. You got a nice podium, man.
Yeah, a little luck, I guess. Thanks, though.
I don't think it was a little luck. I was watching you guys, obviously rooting for you and Aiden there, but you guys seem to have a nice strategy of just a wreck avoidance. Is that kind of what you were doing, or how did you survive this thing?
Sure, I was trying to back off as much as I was trying to go and let people that I knew that were aggressive and stay, for the most part, on the bottom and try to avoid all the guys that were wrecking up all the way to the wall. That way there was more room to go under the tires if I needed to.
Well, without naming names, the next time we do an enduro, you got a list of paybacks going to happen?
That 23 car is going to get about 10 wrecks.
Say not naming names, but
it's just numbers.
Yeah, it looked fun actually out there. You guys did a real nice job, put on a real nice show. We didn't know where to look, so it was a great job. Is there anybody you'd like to thank for your position there?
I'd like to thank you and Roger and everybody with the league and everybody at Gambler, Steven and Aiden and everybody. And just thanks for letting us come out here, play and have fun and relieve a little aggression.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And once again, nice job on your up there on the podium.
Appreciate it. Y'all have a good night.
Go third place man there, Daniel Vault, putting on a good show. Let's bring up our second place man here, Aiden Young.
Aiden Young, you had the lead there for a few times, but you had a different strategy. You kept pitting. What was the idea there?
And just try not to get drilled by the guys that were headhunting.
Looked like somebody followed you down the pit lane the last time, and you still couldn't get away from it.
Yeah, some black rocket that's younger than I am.
Well, there's not that many guys that much younger than you, ain't there? So it was that eliminates a few guys. But did you have fun out there?
Oh, I was having a blast.
We tried a demolition derby dry run, so that we got one of those coming too, Joe. If you thought this was something, and Aiden was one of the last survivors in that, so he knows how to survive these things. And then you know we'll be honoring him next week. First responders, he's a volunteer fireman, and so he's probably had a bit of practice. So you get to the fires and knowing how to avoid some of these things.
That's for sure.
A great run, buddy. John, you got something to say with him?
Just a nice run, buddy. It was nice to see two Gambler drivers up there on the podium. It looked hectic, not to get around the guys that were headhunting, because it wasn't just you guys. Anybody that got that number one and anybody's relative, they had a big target on them. Did you, outside of the pit stops, what were you doing on the track to kind of avoid and get around?
I wasn't really doing anything. It's just like being in a fire. You can't see anything, and everything around the next corner is just a surprise.
Gotcha. Well, nice job there. Anybody you want to thank for your podium finish today?
I just want to thank Gambling Motorsports, Mid-South Sports Report, Young Gun Creations, you guys for bringing this on. It's been an excellent, fun run.
Once again, good job there. That's second place, Aiden Young.
There we go. Well, I'll tell you what, let's go to our winner here tonight and all this carnage. Cecil Kirkpatrick. Cecil, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing amazing, guys. How's it going?
Well, I tell you what, you avoided this mass carnage out here on the track. Did you think you were going to, the beginning over here, did you even think you was going to win it?
No, I didn't at all. I started 34th, and
wow.
I went, I think the most I went down was 6 or 7 laps. And I was just trying to get back out there and keep my nose clean as much as possible. And I was talking to the guys in Discord on that last lap. I was like, all right, I'm in third. I'm in second. And then they're like, oh, it's the lead guy's 4 seconds ahead. I was like, well, I'm never going to get him unless he gets in a wreck. And he got in a wreck right there at coming out of turn 4, and I just squeezed right by it.
Man, I tell you what, that's kind of the avoidance you have to have. But, man, it's just a wild, fun race. Got to ask, did you have fun doing this? Because it looked like it out there.
Oh, yes, it's always fun. It is always fun.
You got any guys out there maybe that you got a little rivalry with?
Not really. I pretty much I hop in and out. Last year I ran the street stock division and then ended up getting in the big blocks. And I work way too much to run every night to pretty much have a rivalry with anybody.
Joe, I had said that we didn't hear from him all night long. Well, no, if he started 34th, and how do you come back from 7 laps down to win this thing? That's the best hard charger I've ever heard of in my life.
There you go. Got to give him the hard charging and a goodies headache award here tonight for this one. But I tell you, you were able to persevere through all the carnage and mayhem here in this endurance style race. We'll call it the endurance demo derby here because it was fun to watch. But you got anybody you want to thank for this win tonight?
Oh yeah, first off, I want to thank y'all for broadcasting, and I want to thank GForce for putting on this hectic, crazy show tonight. And then I want to thank all the guys at SSR, Stars Motorsports, Rantham Designs, and I want to thank Tom and Troy for being in the Discord with me, kind of helping me guide since they were already so many laps down.
Yo, I'll tell you what, a winner tonight and a wild one here for the hometown heroes, the endurance for the street stocks, Cecil Kirkpatrick. Guys, I tell you, oh, no doubt. Guys, I tell you, what a wild night it was here for the hometown heroes. We saw some crazy racing. We saw some good racing throughout the series tonight. We saw some first-time winners here, too, so that's always a good thing. Got any final words on it?
Oh, just thank you once again for giving me a seat up here in the booth, and it was a lot of fun through the night. Again, Roger and GForce and everybody there, I can tell you the conversations we had, we would have never imagined. We never ever imagined the car count that we're getting. So everybody in this league, I just want to say a sincere thank you. The support has just been phenomenal, and it really shows in the broadcast too.
And I just want to say, yeah, thanks, Joe. You're the perfect match for this crazy night, and next week we got the 410s. It'll be a different show at 9:00 than what we had tonight, and we got the dirt mods coming in, and again, it's first responders night, and yeah, we've had so much fun with this. It's just so much like just being at your home track. So kudos to you, Joe. You're doing a great job, and we appreciate. We put you in your out of your comfort zone for sure. So you're doing a great job. We appreciate it.
Well, I tell you what, it's always fun, and these guys, man, put on the show. They're the superstars of the night. They're here out on the track week in and week out. Well, folks, we're going to leave here, and hope y'all enjoyed it. For myself and everyone at the GForce, have a good night.